Alrighty, is this all right? Okay, it looks all right. Maybe a little closer. Oh man, sorry guys. Oh no, just unplugged my phone. Okay, hold on. Ah, my goodness. At this point, people may even think that I'm doing this on purpose. I actually spent a lot of time before I pushed start stream setting this camera up exactly right, and then it moved, and then oh man, I was okay. Here we go. All right. Sorry, the plug came out when I was adjusting the camera. Sorry, I've been trying to get my shit together, I guess. Anyways, welcome guys. I just wanted to there's a now I feel funny about having my book right there. I was thinking, oh my god, this is not good. Ugh. Okay. I was thinking, wouldn't it be, nice to hide the BB that is lodged in my freaking wall here. I don't even know how that BB got there. Well, I've been practicing shooting my BB gun. So my wall is really dirty. There's BB right there. So I was thinking, I'll just hide it by putting my book right there. And that'll be a way to plug my book. And yeah, this, oh, okay, hold on. Let me pause this. Okay, perfect. So anyways, um, I actually was supposed to be at work today. Um, but my client texted me this morning. He told me that there was a mix up. He accidentally double booked himself today. He actually had a vet appointment that he had to go to. So he was like, is there any way we can reschedule? And I actually was thinking, oh, this is perfect. You know why? I got my second dose of the COVID vaccine yesterday morning at who is that? Oh, my eyes. I think I need reading glasses. Holy cow. Raquel, what's up, Raquel? That's why I have my stream up here. Okay, finally showed up here on my laptop. Anyways, yeah, he told me that he had to go to, he scheduled a vet appointment by accident. I was getting ready. I was actually, getting ready because I feel like crap. I felt like crap this morning. I feel better now, especially after getting some coffee in me. Oh man. Oh, sorry. I had to burp at the same time. Sorry. Anyways, feeling much better, but it was raining like crazy. And I gotta tell you, like, I did get some headaches. Towards the so here's the thing. I got the shot yesterday at 11:30, and then I actually didn't even feel it. The first time it burned, the where they injected it. I was like, oh, this is supposed to burn like that. But then the second one that I got yesterday, it didn't. I didn't even feel it. It like I was like, whoa, like, did you like? But then I definitely feel it. Like it's sore. I definitely got the shot. It just didn't burn like the first time. So I was thinking, this is cool. I came home, I mowed the lawn because it looked like it was gonna rain last night. It definitely rained so hard to all morning. So I came home, mowed the lawn, took my dogs on a walk at the park, and at the park I was feeling a little sweaty, a little tired, but I was like, I mean, I'm walking my dogs. So I felt fine. Then I came home and dinner with the girls and everything. We hung out, and then towards the evening last night around 8 is when I started feeling different. I was like, oh, my neck is sore. Like everything's sore. My arm hurts where I got the shot. Oh, it hurts. And last night while the girls were, we were watching The Circle on Netflix. If you guys are into reality TV shows, it's so funny. Anyways, I practice my bow here sometimes. So I took a few shots, just to see, because it hurts to lift it, and I can still shoot my bow and everything's fine, but it definitely, I was like, oh, tired. I was sweating. And my daughter Ava, even when she was like, Dad, you're sweating. Let's just get this out of here. It's bothering me. I just thought maybe, it would be better than just the dirty, like, well. Anyways, stay on track. Um, Raquel, I felt a little sick after mine. Then my arm was sore. Also, yeah, my arm is sore. And last night, while I was sleeping, um, cold, since I went to the hospital after your second shot. Ooh, interesting. So last night I took some of this Korean. It's kind of like Tylenol, ibuprofen kind of. It's called Ectinum. Anyways, it's a Korean painkiller. So I took two of those, and oh man, but the headache went away. Well, it was better. I still had a little bit of headache, but it felt much better. But yeah, it's like, oh, my arms were sore, like everything, and then a little achy, and then sweating, and kind of a fever last night. So this morning I woke up and I was like, oh man. Even last night I was thinking, should I text my client and let him know, like, oh man, I got my second dose and I don't feel great, Can we reschedule? But I was like, nope, I'm a professional. You know what I'm saying? I'm a professional. So I show up and I get it done, right? I do a good job no matter what, if possible. If it's at all possible to get the job done, then I'm going to show up and I'm going to get the job done. Uh, So, I was getting ready and everything this morning. I get that text message from him saying, "I'm really sorry. I just got a reminder from my vet. I forgot that I must have double booked myself today." He was like, "Can we reschedule?" And I said, "That is awesome." I told him, I said, "Honestly, I got my second dose yesterday and I'm kind of feeling like crap, So I was like, this works out perfect, sounds great." Um, but then unfortunately, the earliest I can get him in is October 9th or the October 12th. I was like, "I'm sorry, but I'm just booked out, like I'm busy." Which is why when I got this message from this groomer who messaged me on Facebook, and they're not friends with me on Facebook, so it went into like a different, like a message request part of my messenger. So I just didn't see it for a little bit. And then I saw like, oh, I have like a little messenger notification thing, So I went in, I was like, oh, what is this? Right. And I read it. And then whenever I get messages and read them and everything, I'm usually in my car, um, about to like getting out of one place, about to go to another, and I get a little moment. I check my message, and if it's something urgent or something, like a family member or something, like they need to know yes or no question, I reply. But something like this, where somebody asks me a question about something that's going on in their lives, that's kind of serious. I don't want to just write back, okay, see ya, like, or good luck or something, like I wanted to give them a thoughtful answer. But days go on and it's like I'm busy, I'm working, I'm doing all this stuff. I forgot to make my car payment. Shoot, I just made it this morning. I was like, oh snap, it's not that I couldn't, it's just that I forgot, because I'm just doing so much all the time. And I come home, I'm mowing the lawn, I'm taking care of the house, cleaning dishes, because I gotta eat, and then laundry. Then you gotta put the laundry away and all this stuff. And that's what I was thinking. Like, the people who are really responsive on social media and they're putting out content every week and everything. I admire that so much. I'm like, where do you have the time? Like, wow, like, cause I got laundry to do. See, I gotta take my dogs on a walk. They gotta go out and exercise. I gotta feed them. I gotta take care of them. Like I don't know. Anyways, maybe I just don't know how to handle life. Maybe I'm just not adulting well. But anyways, that's a long way to say I'm really sorry. The person who messaged me, they know who they are. I'm not gonna say the name because I want to protect privacy. And I want to respect people's privacy. So, because I have a moment, because I thought I was going to be working and now I'm not. And I don't really feel that great, so I'm going to stay home and drink some coffee and just relax because it's raining outside. It looks like it's going to be raining all day long. So I can't even take my dogs on a walk, you know. I did let them out, but they don't want to be out there because it's wet. It's wet and raining, But anyways, so, here we go. I have some time. That was a long-winded way to introduce the topic I'm gonna talk about, the message I'm about to read. Those TMI, way too much information. I don't know why I overshare so much. Okay, um, the orphan soprano says, I had a pretty bad headache after my second. I felt pretty crummy for a couple of days. Oh, I hope this doesn't last more than today. Raquel says, that's why I only have one social media account. Yeah, Raquel, right? I mean, how do you keep up? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how do these people keep up? It's admirable, really. I mean, I respect it. I respect that hustle, man. Shoot. But I got archery I'm trying to get good at. I got to put in some practice time. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for all that. Anyways, but I do want to make time because I did make a bunch of noise 10 years ago when I thought I wanted to be famous and I thought that being rich and famous and everything would make me happy. I realize that is the. I'm not saying that you can't be rich and famous and happy. I'm just saying that being rich and famous is not going to make you happy. I realize that now. So anyways, like I do realize that I asked for people's attention. I asked for their support. They've given it to me for the past 10 years. So now just because I've decided, well, I don't want this anymore. See you guys. That's pretty selfish of me, I think, because for the past 10 years, we have gone through a lot together. And when somebody messages me and I recognize their name and I know that they've been a long time supporter and encourager, of this channel. This person always encouraged me. This person was always, just very positive and very encouraging and supportive, and it meant a lot to me. During times when kind of felt low and the self doubt, crept in. So yeah, when somebody like this messages me, no matter how much I want to be a hermit now, just stay quiet and to myself. I feel like I do owe it, right? I do owe him, not him, her. It might be her. I don't know. Try to protect this person's privacy. Anyways, here we go. Okay, so wow, when was this? September. I need glasses for real. September 6 or 8. I don't know. Anyways, I actually, while I was waiting to get my, people are like, just move it on. Okay, sorry. No, but I was gonna get reading glasses. I was sitting there waiting to get my COVID shot, and I saw some reading glasses. I was about to try them on. Anyways, okay, let's go. Hey June, you might recognize me by my YouTube name. I'm not gonna say it. I used to catch you on YouTube Live when you were doing it every week a few years ago. Yeah. See, I told you, I was trying, man. I was trying so hard to like, make a splash, you know what I'm saying? And I did. And some people recognized this, they noticed the splash I was making, and they came over and they helped me. And so, here we are. Okay. I just wanted you to know that I read your book often, and it means a lot to me. I believe we have the same ideology when it comes to dog grooming. I came back to your book today after being let go from the vet office I worked at I worked at for the past few months. It reminds me that people like us exist in this field of work. But after being fired so many times, I can't help but wonder what exactly is going on. Is it because I'm a male? I guess, yeah, that part I had to read. So we narrowed it down. It's a male. Are others and this part, before I read it, I have to preface it with, if you know this guy, if you know him, you would know that this isn't arrogance or ego or cockiness or anything. This is him just throwing a joke in there to kind of lighten the mood, because he's saying, like, is it me? Is there something going on? So before I read this part, just because through text messages and like text, when you read something, sometimes if you don't read it with the right tone, it could come off the wrong way. So he says, are others threatened by the greatness of my skills? But I wanted to make sure you guys understand his personality before I read that, because I don't want you to think that he's being serious. Like, are others so intimidated because I'm so much better? I'm so great, like, that's probably something I would say. And so we have the same kind of sense of humor, sarcasm to lighten the mood usually. So that's what he was saying there. Is it because I'm a male? Are others threatened by the greatness of my skills? My philosophies are never rubbed in anyone's faces. Yeah, like me. I don't want to rub my what I believe onto others. Like, even broccoli, even though it's healthy for you, if you shove it down someone's throat, they're gonna die. They're gonna choke and die. You don't want to shove good stuff down people's throat. Just eat it for yourself. If it's good for you. Let's see. I simply do what I do, clean up and go home. I find it quite odd. Anyway, hope this message finds you. So then I finally responded yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I put, hi, blank. I'm so sorry it's taken me this long to reply back to you. I haven't been ignoring you, I promise. I've just been really busy. I know that's not an excuse, but also I didn't want to just send a short reply either, because I wanted to give a thoughtful response to your question. Because as you know, I've gone through a very similar experience in my career. I can't hold a job. I can't keep one. Um, It goes with women too, I guess. Oh, boom. Oh man. Oh snap. That sucks. Anyways, um, I'm about to take my dogs on a walk. Yeah, because I was actually texting this back to him when I was in my car at the park, about to take my dogs on a walk on that trail yesterday. When I get home, if I have a moment, I'll stream on my YouTube channel live, read your message and share my thoughts. I'll leave your name out to protect your privacy. But obviously, I didn't stream yesterday because I'm a liar. I lie. Why do Hey, you say, why do liars lie? Oh, it's because that's what they do. That's why we call them liars, right? Because liars lie. So I lied yesterday. I said I would stream. No, I said no. I didn't lie. I said if I have a moment, and I didn't. I came home. I fed my dogs. Yeah, and then my daughters were up, and then I had a really good conversation with my friend Andre. Ah, man. Just yeah, it was really good catching up with him. And I feel like I take up too much of his time because every time we talk on the phone, whenever I hang up, I look at the timer and it's like 3.5 hours. No, I'm just kidding. We don't talk for 3.5 hours. He wouldn't let me. I bet you he after about 2 hours. If we did hit the 2 hour mark, he probably would say, "Hey, enough, June." You know what I'm saying? Wrap this up, mother. He wouldn't. No, he might, right? Only because he cares. Anyways, I called him like what I was really thinking about, just ending things. I just got so nihilistic. I just felt like so like none of this matters. Nothing really matters. I don't care anymore, and I'm sad because I was like missing my daughters and just I just felt like a failure. So I called him and I was like, dude, I was about to kill myself, dude. I was like, I'm really thinking. I was in my closet. I told him I called my ex and she pissed me off. And I was like, actually, that's probably the best thing that could have happened because once I got mad and I felt angry, I was like, oh, fuck that. Now I have to show her, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like, fire, it was probably better than if she, showed empathy and compassion. But, anyways, so, yeah, Andre, he goes, what did he say? Oh man. Yeah, he said, yeah, that would be a real dick move. Yeah, because I told him like, yeah, I was thinking about. I was like, but yeah, I'm glad I didn't go through with it because I don't really want to die early. I know we all have to die, but I was like, I don't really want to end it. And I was like, I don't know. And he told Andre on the phone, he was like, yeah, that would be a real dick move. And I love that because it's like it made me laugh, and like I think humor really is the best. Laughter really is the best medicine. Sometimes you just have to make a joke about what's going on, not because you're being disrespectful or because you're trying to belittle the situation or be dismissive. It's just to keep your sanity, really. Okay, so anyways, let's see. Hardy TW. Is that Tanya Hardy? Anyways, I'm sorry. I am saying I'm pregnant. That's Tanya Hardy, and her birthday is November 4th, 1978. Guys, write this down. You want to know her social security number? I got it. All right. Anyways, no, that's true. Actually, I just made it up. Let's see here. TG. If you're 40, you need glasses. Also, makes it safer for the dogs. Yeah, I am 40, and I think I do need glasses. Why is everything blurry now? Why are small letters blurry? Freak, man. Um, okay, let's see here. Okay, so my thoughts on that email. Okay, so getting fired one after another, right? So when I look back on all the jobs that I've had, and every time I got fired, it's like, okay, here's the thing. When you go to work, right? Look around you. Look at your coworkers. Look at the people that are working there, right? My birthday is November 16, 19. Nice. Nice. Now, Tanya, all I need is your social security number and your mother's maiden name. I don't really care about your father's maiden name because that's usually not what they ask on those questions, right? So give me your mother's maiden name. Anyways, so every time I was fired, and I'm not going to go through each story and each time because I've gone through them before. Everybody knows I can't hold a job, right? I don't like being told what to do. How about that? I just don't. I don't know, I don't know what it is. I don't like authority. I don't like being I don't know, man. I just feel like, tell me what to do, of course, right? Make it clear, but don't like bark orders at me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk down to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me like you own me. Talk to me like I'm another human being, and I have thoughts, and feelings, and I want to do a good job. That's why I'm here. So just tell me how to do a good job, and I'm a hard worker. I'll do it. Don't bark orders at me. Don't talk to me like any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Don't step at me like don't start none, won't be none. Know what I'm talking about? I actually told my daughters that a couple nights ago. So oh no, let me stay on topic. Okay. Well, I started it, so let me just say it, and I'll come back to this. Somebody remind me to come back to this. Okay, so a couple nights ago, my daughters, 13 and 10, they're kind of fighting and everything. Well, not fighting. It started off playful, right? Playful enough. And then my younger daughter hits my older daughter, like kind of playfully and shoves her and stuff. And so my older daughter's like, "Don't hit me, I'll hit you back," right? And I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna hurt, she's big." And then all of a sudden it escalated pretty quickly, right? It got pretty serious pretty quick, right? And all of a sudden the mood changed. And I was like, what's going on? Why are you guys doing that? Like, and so my older daughter, she was like, "I'm going to the room." She leaves, right? She's 13, you know, she's always been so kind and considerate and just a lot of self-control. So she was obviously, kind of bothered by this, so she leaves. And then my younger daughter, she kind of looks at me, like kind of like, "Am I in trouble?" And I just kind of looked at her like, "Why'd you start shit then?" I was like, don't start, no, don't start none, won't be none, you know? And I remember quoting to them one time too, the lyrics from this song. It's wisdom, so much wisdom in this line. Chickadee, check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I told them this was written by a person wiser than me. You got to chickadee check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't start none, won't be none. And then she kind of looked a little bit disappointed, and I just told her, look at your sister. I was like, she's almost as tall as me now. I was like, she's huge. She's strong. I was like, she'll fuck you up. I was like, just think about it. She's 13 years old. You're 10. She's much taller than you, much stronger than you. She'll fuck you up. Why are you starting shit with her? And she just kind of like she was like, and I could tell that make like she's probably because she's feeling weak and small, and so she wants to try to challenge, assert herself because she feels so small and weak. I've gone through it. I was a younger sibling, and I told her my older brother used to beat the shit out of me in front of his friends just to show off sometimes. I was like, but I'd like to see him try it now. Know what I'm talking about? Even with the second dose, baby, I don't care. Come at me. Anyways, so I was telling my younger daughter, like, now he couldn't do it if he wanted, even if he tried, And I was like, because we're older now. And I explained to her, my younger daughter, right now, 10 and 13, huge difference. For some reason, when you're in those developmental ages, this time in your life, each year makes a huge difference. And so I was telling her, when you're, later on, when you're 14 and she's 17, there's still going to be a big difference, but not as noticeable. And I was like, but then when you're 18 and she's 21, it's going to be very similar. Not that much of a difference anymore. And I was like, then when you're 21 and she's 24, it'll be a pretty level playing field now. And I was like, just like my brother and I, now that we're in our 40s, I'm 40, he's 40, 43, turning 44 this year. I was like, the differences don't matter as you get older. But right now, 10 and 13, yeah, she'll fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be smart about it. I was like, I'm not saying don't fight because I think that that's unrealistic, right? Because all siblings fight. We're gonna fight. I'm just, I was telling my daughter, I'm just trying to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? I know you're gonna fight with each other. It's gonna happen during your lifetime. Just be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you're 10 years old. She's 13 years old. She'll fuck you up, right? So I was like, just wait till you're 21 to start shit with her. You know what I'm saying? Just wait till you're 21. At least you got a fighting chance then. You know what I'm saying? Just I was like, just be smart about it, you know? And then she kind of smiled and it looked like she got it. Because I was like, you're only smaller and weaker now because you're supposed to be, you know? And I was like, just give it time, you know, and you'll be big and strong one day. It's gonna happen, you know. I was like, you don't have to feel like you are a small and weak person. No, you are not this body that you're in, you know. Like you, I didn't tell this to her, but I'm just explaining to you guys because she's heard it before. But yeah, you are not the body you're in, you know. If you're in a body that may be maimed or deformed or what you would consider ugly, you're not an ugly person. You're just in an ugly car. You know what I'm saying? You're driving an ugly flesh vehicle, maybe one that's damaged. Maybe you're a war vet and you've lost a limb in the war. You know, it's like doesn't make you less of a person. You're not the body that you're in. If you're fat like me, I'm not a fat person. I'm just driving this fat flesh vehicle for now, you know, like just like my Toyota Corolla, you know what I'm saying? People can judge me for the car that I drive, but I'm not the car that I'm driving. I'm the person inside the car, just like this flesh vehicle that we're driving through our experience here on Earth, you know? Anyways, let me get back to this. You were close, says Hardy. Let's see. I'm old as dirt, says Tennessee Granny. Oh man, just my thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't king shame me. Kanga Blue says, have you considered you could be the boss you would want for yourself? Someone who doesn't need to check others' work because respect is mutual. The best working environment, no one giving you orders. Exactly. Thank you so much for bringing me back to the topic, Kanga. I really appreciate that. I was like, somebody bring me back. And Kanga Blue, you were there for me. I like that. Girls got issues. Too funny, June. You're aging yourself. um, have a great day, June. Thank you, Hardy. She's like, I'm out. This guy's too weird. Nice. Um, but yeah, I've actually used this analogy several times before. But I've often said that if you're a groomer like me, where you just can't find the right shop to work in, every shop you go to, you either get fired or you end up quitting because you can't take the stress, right? Then maybe it's not that you're not a good groomer. Maybe like a chef, you're in the wrong restaurant, right? So the example, the analogy that I give is a sushi chef, you know, someone who's trained to make those fine, delicate, precise slices, you know, and they know how to slice and where to slice you know, for the person chewing to enjoy the fish the best, you know, how to bring out the flavor, the rice even, you know, when like they take pride in their rice. Some Japanese sushi restaurants actually sell their sushi rice, you know, because they are so proud of how they got it to make, you know, stick and taste and everything. Anyways, it's an art to them, to a really good sushi chef. Now, say you put that sushi chef in an Italian restaurant or a French restaurant, and they have to now make Italian cuisine or you know, these European dishes, right? They wouldn't be able to keep up, you know, and also they wouldn't really understand the food, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and even like an Italian, let's say somebody who makes pizza, even hand tossed pizza, you know, he makes amazing pizza, and you throw him in a burger joint, you know, now he's got to, you know, do burgers and fries. Same, let's just say the opposite. Somebody who really takes burgers seriously, burger is their passion. They, you know, hand do the patties. They make sure they source it from local farms, you know, all these, and they, you know, they present the burger like it's a work of art, you know, like this dish is a work of art, you know, Instagram worthy, right? You got to gram it, it looks so good. That, like, let's say you put that guy at a pizza joint and now he has to make hand tossed pizzas. Yeah, he could do it, but would he really enjoy it, you know? And so, and also, if you put a Michelin three-star Michelin chef, right? That's, you know, that makes those really fancy dishes, works of art, you know, like little squiggly lines with the sauces on the plate and everything. Let's say you take that chef and put him at Waffle House. I love Waffle House. The other day I had some Waffle House for breakfast. I ordered it to go and ate it in my car, of course, because we're in a pandemic. But anyways, And I like being alone, actually. It's really nice. So anyways, let's just say that you put this really fancy three-star Michelin chef in a Waffle House joint, right? Where it's fast paced and it's, greasy and it's delicious. It'll give you a heart attack if you eat too much of it. But that's the thing. That's why we go to Waffle House, right? And give it to me covered, smothered, topped, peppered, chunked. You know, I want it all the way. Anyways, let's just say that now you take this Waffle House chef who there was a few who I've met just sitting there watching them cook, and I would tell them, dude, you're an artist, man. The way you move the line and make the food, and I was like, how do you remember all those orders that they're shouting at you? Like, it's like, dude, you're a machine, you're a beast, like this one guy actually took a selfie with them too because, like he was saying that the things that he was saying that this is why he comes to work. He says every morning he's been a Waffle House chef since 1980 some I forget. I was like, holy cow, this old guy. And he's saying he loves it. He said it gives him a like feel a sense of purpose, you know, to come to Waffle. He's saying it's like second nature to him because he's been doing it since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So when they, yell out the orders, boom, 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 his mind just, and he's just boom. It's like muscle memory for him. Now, let's say you put him in this really fancy fine dining restaurant, because he's such an incredible line cook at Waffle House. You put him in a really fancy restaurant, he's not going to be able to, he wouldn't enjoy it because he's saying this gives him purpose, you know, and he feels motivated. He feels so happy to make this food for people, and he feels so good at it. He feels good at his job, right? Let's say even though he might be excited about the higher pay at this fancy restaurant, would he still get that same fulfillment? Would he still get that same joy, that same motivation to get out of bed each morning to go to this fancy restaurant where he can't even see the people enjoying the meal that he just cooked? Because a part of his fulfillment, I imagine, just like me as a dog groomer, is that moment, that rock star moment where people get to enjoy your dish. I shouldn't make, I shouldn't say that when it comes to dog grooming, and I'm Asian. Um, but when it comes to your work, when he plates the food and then the servers take it to the table and he sees people enjoying it and he sees people like just having a great meal, enjoying the food that he cooked for them, it probably gives him a real sense of satisfaction. Just like me, when I put the dog down from the dog that I just finished grooming, and runs the dog like here's the best part. A lot of times the dogs don't just run off; they come back for a little pet, like a thank you so much. And I pet them. I'm so proud of you. Now go show off. They'll go trotting, prancing, and the family members while I'm cleaning up, I hear them, oh my God, you look so beautiful, all this stuff. We're so proud of you. It just, that rock star moment, like it gives me, it just, that's what keeps me going. No matter what's going on, no matter how tired I might feel, it keeps me going. I wonder if, because Simon Sinek, he has a great quote. Working hard for something you don't care about is called stress, and working hard for something that you love is called passion. You know, like you don't have to work hard anyways. It just seems like that if you're unless you're born into a rich family, which I fortunately have not. I used to think that I was so unlucky that I wasn't born into a rich family. Now, with a clearer understanding, with a higher level of awareness, I understand now. Fortunately, I wasn't born into a rich family, and if I want to make money, I gotta work hard. So you gotta just, pick working hard for something you just don't care about, or working hard for something that just fills you with a sense of purpose and pride, a sense of identity. This is who I am, June the fucking groomer. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let's see. Hardy. No, I read that. Happy dog. I'm a dog groomer. Clients love me. People in general don't. But took me a long time to realize I'm the common denominator. It can be hard to realize that I'm the problem. Yeah, yeah, but here's the thing though. Like, I realized that it was my fault. that I was starting to resent my clients over the years. And here's what's happened. I was overbooked. I mean, talk about overbooked. I was working like day and night. I would start one appointment like around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, right? Depending on traffic, you know. But 10:30, 11 in the morning is usually when I get my first dog started on the table. And then my next dog, I try to shoot for like 2 or 3 p.m. And that'll take me into like 7, 8 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m. because I get done with the first dog later. I start the second dog later. I get home at 10 p.m. I'm cooking dinner for myself at 10 p.m. sometimes, you know, and then I got sometimes I just leave the dishes in the sink, you know, I'm like, I'll get it tomorrow, you know. And I was just so run down and burned out. And I was taking I took a couple new clients because I fired one person in order to make room for this other person because this person was really just I didn't enjoy my interactions with them. And every time I thought about going to their house to groom their dog, it filled me with anxiety, you know? So I fired them and I hired this one person who offered me $1,000 to groom her dog. I mean, you know, I said, just give me a moment. I'm kidding. At first I told her no, but then she was persistent. And then she was telling me that she can pay me as much as I want. And I told her, it doesn't matter how much you pay me. I can't create a new day. I can't create an extra day in the week with the money that you pay me. And I was like, that's what I need. I need more time. I just don't have time. So then I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute. I really don't enjoy grooming this one person's dog. So I fired them. Once I fired them, I told her, okay, I promised you that I would let you know if space became available. I just fired this person. Would you like their spot? She said yes. I went. Not only did she pay me $1,000, she told me that I could be grooming for the Queen of England. She watches me every time I go there. She watches me, and she not because she thinks I'm gonna do anything bad with the dog, just because she's so amazed because her dog is difficult and challenging, and I do a really nice haircut on him. And now he loves me. That's the crazy thing. He loves me now. The first time bit me so hard, several times. Second time, um, it was a little better. And now, oh my goodness, like I've gone there several times now. Yeah, but anyways, I started to feel like, wait a minute, there are people out here that are willing to pay me $1,000, like, and I was like, and I was turning them away, saying no to them because I'm trying to be loyal to these dogs that these people that I've been grooming their dogs for like years, right? And so then I started thinking, don't they value me? Don't they see how hard I'm working? Don't they know that I'm literally working every single day, 7 days a week to try to get everybody, accommodate everyone? And they say, Simon Sinek even said it, self-resentment always leads to resentment. I mean, self-sacrifice, not self-resentment. Self-sacrifice always leads to resentment, right? When we start thinking to ourselves, oh, everything I do for you, look at everything I'm doing. Once those thoughts start occurring in our mind, it starts to lead down to a road that leads to resentment, because you start going, and because they're not asking you to do all this for them, I mean, you can just be clear. So that's why I started thinking, like, I thought if I just worked hard enough, if I just did enough, if I just showed them how much I was willing to do for them to make sure their dogs are comfortable and healthy and looks great every time, no matter how matted they are, no matter how bad of a condition they're in, no matter how bad they act, they behave. Like, I don't know. I just thought that one day they would like pay me more, you know? But by doing that and not just asking for what I wanted, not just making it clear, hey, can you pay me 150 bucks instead of 90? Let's raise the price to 150 now, because I was charging 90 7 years ago, you know, but now lots have changed and living costs and everything. And also the value of my service, right? Because scarcity builds value. I'm only one person, and if you want my service the way that I do it, you know, there's not really a lot of people in town that will do what I do the way I do it. you know? I even live stream my grooms, like, and I just don't know. I'm not saying that I'm better or the greatness of my skills, like, no, I'm just saying that um it's better to be don't try to be better than your competition. That's a futile fight. It's meaningless. I mean, really. So you're better than your competition. Okay, you do better haircuts. You won more prizes than them. You run more trophies and awards than them. You're more recognized in your industry than them. So what? That's really not how people base their decisions. The paying client. A lot of times it's about convenience. Are you close by? You know, a lot of times it's just about whether or not they like you, whether or not they feel like they can, trust you, you know, the cleanliness of your shop, you know, and also the quality of your work. Is it consistent or is it hit or miss? All of these things. So, anyways, it's better to be different, not better, because different is better. Because once you make it clear what your niche is, what you specialize in, what your specialty is. Mine happens to be hand scissoring and doing these really nice haircuts, poodles, Bijans, doodles, doing these nice round, fluffy teddy bear cuts. Even if the dog starts off completely matted, I'm able to save the coat and not only do it in a way that the dogs appreciate it, but to when after I'm done, even if it takes 5 hours, the dog is so comfortable, so happy. You can see a complete change, and so that's my niche, that's my thing. And because I've now made myself different, not better, different. Now, if anybody wants my service, I'm the only guy in town. So because it's one of the laws of business, scarcity built, it's law of supply and demand, you know. And so, anyways, where was I going with all this? Okay, so maybe if I read back, okay, yeah, where was I going with this? What I'm saying is, think about what kind of dog groomer you want to be. Just like if a chef were to come out of culinary school, he now needs to decide, do I want to work at a chef at a French restaurant, in a French kitchen? Do I want to work in an Italian kitchen, or maybe even like a UK, or you go to England, and work in like a Indian restaurant there, make specialize in curry or whatever, like what kind of chef, what kind of food do you like to cook, you know, and find that restaurant and work there. And if you can't find a restaurant that you actually like, because a lot of, restaurant owners aren't really, you know, that easy to get along with. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying I worked as in the restaurant business, and it's tough. Um, but anyways, just like that. So once I realized, okay, every time I lost a job or I got fired or I quit, I realized, like, yeah, I didn't really want to be there. I wasn't happy there anyways. I'm kind of relieved. Um, let's see, where was, anyways, I'm not going to go into examples or anything, but each time I try, like, even starting my own business. So let's just talk about me, my business when I failed. And so I don't have to talk about other people, where things didn't work out. When I failed my business, right, and I finally had to close my doors and sign the paperwork, and it was over. And all the money I put into it, all the time, all the effort, everything, all for nothing, right? My dreams shattered, my heart broken. um, I really thought, this was the end. And just saw these mountains of debt that I incurred over the years of just a failing business, a ship that was sinking, and just more and more debt and then just thinking, how am I ever going to get out of this hole that I'm in. I was just like so devastated. I was just thinking I could have just sat on the couch and ate potato chips and I probably wouldn't have gone in debt this much. you know Like, why did I work so hard, to go in debt this much and feel so hard, and it was embarrassing. But now that I look back on it and I ask myself, did I really enjoy it though? No. Did I enjoy writing the check, being the boss, telling people what to do? And I was horrible at it. My wife at the time, had to come in and tell me, don't interact with the employees because I would want to be buddy buddy with them. I wanted to be their friend, like, and the crazy thing is, like, I wanted them to like me. That's the thing, is like I wanted my employees to like me, which is so stupid as a boss. Who cares if they like you or not? You know what I'm saying? You don't do your job, you're gone. Bring in the next one. I couldn't do it. Oh, my heart. So I realized, like, I didn't enjoy a moment of it. I didn't enjoy writing taxes. I didn't enjoy the paperwork, the admin, sitting there in front of the computer trying to figure out the spreadsheets and stuff. Like, oh man, I hated all of it, you know? And I was like, I didn't, had it worked out, and let's just say that that shop was a huge success, and I hired a business manager and everything, and they did everything, and, like, we did everything in a process, and I would still be there, every day. It would be like the golden handcuffs, how success imprisons you, it's like almost like the more success you achieve, or I want, because I want to, like, success is different for everyone, and that's the thing. If you want to achieve success, first you got to define what is success to you. What does success look like to you? Because originally, I just adopted other people's version of success. I thought if you became famous or rich and you got all of these accolades and awards and all this recognition, then that's success, right? No, because I've been to these homes where they got a high level, these celebrities who used to once be, you know, I mean, at the top of their game, on top of the world at one point, you know? And it's like, oh. And one of my clients, I won't give too much detail, but when I started grooming their dogs, they were in a really nice townhome in the city, but it wasn't like a millionaire's house or anything, right? But they were secretly self-made millionaires. It's like that book, The Millionaire Next Door. The self-made millionaire, you'll never know that they're millionaires because they work hard. They don't care about that. They don't want to. They don't care about showing it off. They don't care about proving how much money they have. So the book is called The Millionaire Next Door. It's the children of the affluent. They're the ones that usually feel the need to show off and get that validation because deep down in their hearts, they know that they didn't actually earn it, you know? So they need that validation from others. But the self made millionaires, their parents, they could care less. um, so that's where they started off 7 years ago when I met them, when I first started grooming their dogs. And now they live in a freaking castle, right? And it just happened this year recently. And the reason is because they've gotten so much. Their business, the business that they have, is now earning so much money that after a certain point, like, I guess after like the first million or two, I don't know, but it all goes to the government. It all goes to taxes after that. And they're the type, they voted for Biden, like, they're the type that they they're very charitable, very generous with their money. They don't try to avoid their taxes. I mean, these are not your typical rich people, right? This is not your typical wealthy people. I know because I've seen them every month for the past 7 years. And I'm so happy that I know them because had I not known them for myself, I think I still would have this incorrect image of what a rich person can be. Because I'm not saying they're all like this, but I'm just saying the ones that I know, the ones that I groom for. So they're explaining to me that it's better for them to just go ahead and buy this house because then the money, they get to keep some of the money basically. It's like it's in the house and the mortgage and the property tax and everything. And so, that money that would have went to taxes is now going into this house that they're living in. And but she told me honestly, the last time she was saying, like, like, it's still hard to even get used to being in there. And her husband was saying that anybody who asks, they still want. He still is like kind of like when someone asks me how old I am, and say, "Oh, I'm 32." Oh yeah, that's right, I'm 40. And I'm still, but yeah, he's saying that in his heart, he's still in that condo, that townhouse. That's where they're comfortable. Like this doesn't really feel like them, but it's almost like the golden handcuffs. The more successful you get, the more life demands from you. And it's like he's working all the time now. They tried to take a they did take a vacation. He was on the phone the whole time. He wasn't even able to enjoy a lot of time with the family when they went on a vacation. You know, and before, when I first met them, they were telling me that they didn't want to spend millions on a house because they'd rather spend that money on memorable vacations. You know, like time spent with the family and going out on making these memories was more important to them than having a big house. But now 7 years later, because of how successful that business has become, they now live in this big castle. And even when they take nice vacations, he's still working he's on the phone constantly because of all the demands, all of the responsibility, all the people looking to him because he now has so much. To whom much is given, much is expected. It's just a fact. And so then I thought I looked at it and I was like, oh, I thought you get that to stop working. You know what I'm saying? I thought you get all that, you get to that level to say, okay, I'm out. I'm gonna just chillax. You know, but no. The fact is, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, all of these people who have these millions and billions of dollars. I think we would be shocked at how busy their day is and how much is demanded from them every single day. These senators who have all of this power. Ryan Holiday was talking about this in his podcast, The Daily Stoic. But yeah, he doesn't ever want to be a senator or go into politics because he's saying he knows a few senators and they have a lot of power. With their position comes with a lot of power, but they have no control over their day or their time really. Every day for the next year until their term is done, it's pretty much all planned out. They know where they're going to be on Thursday of August 13th next year. You know what I'm saying? It's like they already have all of these meetings pre-scheduled out. They're being told where they need to be, what they need to say, all this stuff. And it's like he's saying that he values freedom. That's why he loves being an author because nobody tells him what to do. And I was like, that's what I value is my freedom because I'm an artist. I'm not a businessman. I'm not an entrepreneur. What was I doing trying to start a business and having employees? What was I thinking? Oh, I thought that was success. If I had a business that was profitable and I had employees under me and I was a big boss, hashtag boss life, then I'd be successful. I'd be happy, you know? It's like, wow, I wouldn't have. I would have. That would have been a very specific form of torture, like Ryan Holiday says. You know, for me, that would have been a very specific form of torture to have a successful, busy grooming shop with employees that I had to manage. It's just not me. And so then once I became, the thing is, I didn't know that though. I thought I was a good businessman. If you would have asked me before I started my business, I would have told you, I'm ready. I'm a businessman. I studied business a little bit. I read books, but I may have had the knowledge of what to do, but I didn't have the heart to do it. I knew I needed to raise my prices. I didn't have the heart to do it, you know? And so, yeah, anyways, now that I'm clear on that, now I realize this is a success. What I'm doing now. And I don't need to post the pictures of my grooms on Instagram or social media anymore. I don't need to prove shit because I know when I go out there, I can hit that mark. Doesn't matter if my arm hurts. Doesn't matter if it's a sunny day or a cloudy day or a windy day does affect it a little bit, depending on how windy it is. But when I go out there on the archery range, I can either hit the mark or I can't. And the only difference between being able to and not is practice. The hours of practice, the repetition. So your brain downloads the data and you get better and better with 10,000 hours of practice, right? And so that means that if I know that I can go out and hit that shot, well, then every time I hit a bullseye, what's the need to go and take a selfie or a picture of it and post it on social media? You either can or you can't. It doesn't matter, if you hit it once, you know, and you take a picture of it to prove, look, see, I did it. I am that good. But today my arm hurts because I have, I got that second dose. I can't do it today. It's raining too. Look at outside. Oh, tomorrow's gonna be windy. Like, the next day my toe hurts. And then you get to the point. It's like, are you ever gonna be able to make that shot again, or was that just a one-off fluke? Just a chance, just a lucky shot. That you take a picture of. So for me, and this is just me, my opinion, but I get so much more fulfillment now where I don't even take pictures of the dogs I groom. I just do an amazing job. I always try to do better than the time I did before. I always want to get better. And if I do get a moment, because usually the owners are there and I'll just set the dog down, but if I do get a moment and no one's home and I'm by myself, then yeah, I'll take a picture and I'll send it to the owners and I won't post it on social media, you know? And it's like, for me, this is fulfillment. This makes me so happy. More than getting all of that attention and the likes and everything, this getting the like from the owner, a genuine like, and they share it with their friends and family, because it's their picture of their dog. I feel like that is just because I'm an artist. Anyways, let's see here. I'm a dog groomer. Client, oh, okay. That was Happy Dog. Kanga Blue. I know photographers who hire someone to run the business side, so they're free to concentrate on their passion and produce their best work. You could do that. You do your best work and enjoy it. Yeah, if I had a shop or something like that, a business, then I would. And what is a business? What's the difference between a business and a job? Well, a business is something that will run because you have processes in place and people in place where the business will run whether you're there every day or not. That's a business. A job is something that's not profitable unless you go and show up and work. I have a job. I don't have a business, you know, because if I don't go to work, like today, it got rescheduled. I'm not bringing in any money today, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I have enough. I'm making enough. I don't have, like, I'm not balling or anything, but I'm able to pay my bills. Like I just paid my car payment today. Like my bills are covered. I'm safe. My daughters are well fed and happy. Like my dogs are well fed and happy. What more could I ask for? So, but the thing is, if I wanted to, I could go out and work. You know. So going back to the thing about what Simon Sinek said, working hard for something you don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something that matters to you is called passion, right? um, this was last month. I I was in the process of, because I was gonna just take off and move to Alaska. I don't know if anybody saw that live stream, but I was serious. I fired over 20 of my clients because I was just so burnt out and I felt unappreciated. I started feeling building up the resentment towards my clients, and I realized it's my fault. Had I just been honest with them and just let them know, hey, I would really like to be paid 150 instead of 90, or instead of 100, can we do 125? I should have just been honest with them. And if I asked, I would have either gotten a yes or no. Most likely a yes. But if it's a no, then that's a great thing because now we can walk away clear and understand that it was never going to happen. I was never going to get what I really wanted. They were never going to pay it. And so now we can walk away clear with a clear understanding that we were never going to get what we wanted from the relationship. They wanted me to maybe get the groom done faster. They didn't want to pay more. I don't, I wanted to get paid more, and so I should have just made it clear, it was my fault. Doing something with the expectation that somebody will do something in return, that's called manipulation. And that's what I was doing. I was being manipulative. I was hoping that working hard and showing them how hard, how difficult it is, and I was hoping that they would see the value in it and they would just pay me more so I wouldn't have to ask for it because asking for it would make me feel uncomfortable, you know? So because I wanted to avoid the discomfort of asking for more money, and that's my problem, they I started building up resentment towards them. And they had no idea. And here's the thing, they were paying me when I was asking them to pay me. They did nothing wrong. They were doing nothing wrong. And so for them, of course, the people that I fired and I went off on, I cursed at some of them. I was so rude to some of them. So because I was so mad and I was angry, and that's never a good thing. And so I burned bridges and I made a fool of myself and I felt ashamed. I felt embarrassed. Once I calmed down and I cooled down after a few weeks, and I started thinking clearly again, I was like, oh no, the shame. My head started tingling, like, oh no, just so embarrassing. And so I wanted to quit and I wanted to leave. I called my mom and I was like, hey, she was in Alaska at the time. I was like, hey, what do you think about me just moving to Alaska? And I'll just move in with dad, and just get a job there, start working. And she was like, yeah, we would love it. And so I was like, all right, let's do this. So I started making up my reasons in my mind. I started justifying why it would be a good thing for me to just pack up and leave and go to Alaska and start a new life. But then I talked to my friend Andre. Andre's always, the voice of reason for me. And he was like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea, man. And I was like, why not? And he was saying like, first of all, you're kids. He was like, your girls need you, man. And he was like, you know what it is, you know what it's like to have a shit father. He was like, dude, we know what it's like, because he knows how I feel. And so yeah, he was like, it's so hard these days to find dads that actually give a shit and that actually care. He was like, and you're one of them. You actually do, and your girls need you close by. And I was like, but we talk on the phone all the time, like almost every day, for like hours sometimes. And I was like, it's we can FaceTime each other, it's fine. And he was like, it's not the same, man. And he was like, it's just not the same. And if they wanted to be around you and you wanted to be with them, it's a 4-hour drive right now to Tennessee. It's close enough. But if you go to Alaska, he was like, I just don't think it's a good idea, man. And he was like, how many clients do you have left anyways? He was like, let's look at it. Let's look at the numbers. And, he's like, you're probably not in that bad of a situation. And he also was telling me like, he's like, I'm in a position where I can help. He's like, just let me know. I can, just tell me how much you need. I'll write you a check. And I was like, no, man, absolutely not. And I told him like, I don't want to be that guy. And so he was like, I know you're not that guy. He was like, because if you were, I would never offer it. He was like, it's not like I want to. I'm just saying, I know that if you did ask for it, it would be like, you have no other options. And he was like, and I can. So just, and I was like, no, man, let's figure it out. So I told him I'll look at the numbers. Anyways, and I talked to my daughters about it too. And yeah, they told me that they do think that I would feel more proud of myself if I don't run away to Alaska, if I just stay and work this through, work it out. Why is this thing going? Okay, let me just pause that. Okay, it's bothering me, my peripheral. Anyways, where was I going with that? I have no idea. I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that? I was gonna move to Alaska, but then I changed my mind, and yeah, and then okay, so then I had like days, like sometimes like a whole week, where now I didn't have any appointments because all the people that I had scheduled, I fired them, and I fired them without notice. I didn't even have a notice. I didn't even know I was gonna do that. It wasn't planned. I just reacted. I was emotional. I was angry. So, anyways, all of a sudden I had big holes in my schedule, and I had no way to make money. And here's the thing, I don't want to just groom anyone's dogs. Like I really don't. I don't want to groom just for money. And I know that raising prices and everything makes it seem like it's just for money, but it's really not it's not about that. It's about feeling appreciated. It's about feeling valued. It's like feeling that you understand what I'm doing for your dog and you value it, you know? I want to feel that way. I want to feel appreciated. That's it. Um, Not by everyone, just my clients, you know? Um, and so where was I going with that? Oh my God, I gotta stop. Okay. Okay, that's right. So I don't want to just groom anyone's dogs, even if it's just for the money, even though I need money. I don't want to just go start putting out ads and start asking for referrals and just start grooming strangers' dogs. Like, no. For me, grooming is a labor of love, a lot like cooking. And when I cook, oh, I'm gonna go and buy some chicken later so I can make some fried chicken for my daughters tonight for dinner since I have the day off. And the secret to making good fried chicken, I talk about this all the time, is the brine. Brining it for a good 6, 8 hours. So I'm gonna get some chicken after this live stream, go grocery shopping, get some chicken, get the stuff I need, brine it for like good 6 hours, and then I'm gonna fry it tonight, and it's gonna be amazing. I wouldn't do it for anyone I don't care about though. If I don't like you, you can never get me to make my fried chicken for you. I don't care how much you're offering. Because for me, cooking is a labor of love. It's to show the people I care about how much I love them, putting in that time and effort and the thought, the process, the long time it takes. It only takes about, what, 12, 15 minutes, maybe 17 minutes to fry the chicken. But it's that 6 hours of brining, that. Anyways, so that's how I feel about dog grooming too. I'm not going to groom anyone's dogs if I don't actually like that person and care about them. And I think that's why a part of me felt like it was time to just fire all of these people that I don't really like. I'm just being friendly, and I can tell they're just being friendly to me, but I don't really feel any connection with them. And for all these years, I didn't really feel like they appreciated me. And so, yeah, I started firing them because it's not about the money, really. It's about doing something that I really love for people I care about. And grooming dogs is that meaningful to me. So what I did was I went on Winolo on Work Now Locally, this app, and I started finding jobs here locally. And the amazing thing is, like HelloFresh, I don't know if you guys heard of HelloFresh, but I work some shifts at HelloFresh, like 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And then they also have a night shift, 7 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. And what I did one day was I worked, I went to my client's dog, to my appointment, groomed the dog that day, got a bite to eat, and showed up there around 6:30 ish. Worked the 7 p.m. shift all the way to 5:30 in the morning, and then after I got off work at 5:30 in the morning, I slept in my car for a little bit because I was already downtown, down in that South Atlanta area, and got a few hours of sleep in my car. Went to my client's house, the next morning, groomed that dog. I came home and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. It was fun. It was really fun and exciting, especially to stay up all night. And the thing is, it's so easy. I mean, you stand in a line, you push buttons, a box comes. You push buttons, you put the ingredients in, push the button. That's it. And it's a meaningless job. It's just a meaningless task. You just push buttons, boop, 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 put the ingredients in, push the box, right? And here's the thing. Here's where I'm going with this. Um, I don't know why I enjoyed that so much. For me, it was like, oh my God, I'm getting paid like 16.50 an hour. And you also get like $25 bonus in some of these, some of the shows. So you're making like 170, 180, you know, to just push buttons, stand in line and push buttons. Oh my God. I was just like, what? And you're in a refrigerator, so it's nice and cold as long as you bundle up. I was like, what? This is amazing, right? Because there was like the same two people usually would keep holding up the line. They keep making mistakes. They just can't get their shit together, right? So a lot of times we're just standing there waiting because the line's blocked. People down the line, they just keep messing up. They're not getting. I mean, who cares though, right? Like it was just so. I don't know. I was thinking. I was like, why do I why do I enjoy this so much when Simon Sinek says working hard for something that you don't care about is called stress. And I was like, but I really enjoy this. This is so much fun. This is so nice. And I think because I was thinking about it, right? And I was thinking maybe because it feels like a vacation to me, maybe because the job that I actually do to earn an income, my daily, requires so much from me. When I make a mistake on that line, I push the wrong button or something, or put the wrong ingredient in, there's somebody at the end of the line that checks, and it doesn't even matter, right? Very minimal consequences for mistakes that I make on the job there, right? I still get paid 17.50 an hour, $16 an hour, wonderful. Um, and you get breaks. Holy cow, you get breaks. Uh, but when I groom a dog, though, every little mistake, huge consequences. You know what I'm saying? If I clip the nail too short, or while I'm filing it, I accidentally open up that little layer of skin that where you can see the nerve, and I go a little bit too close with the nail file with that Dremel because it's easy to do. Blood, even I mean, and you can get it to stop, pretty quickly. But then if the dog runs or something or scrapes it, then blood shows up again. If the dog's in the car and they see blood on the seat, people freak out. But even when you're scissoring and stuff, I mean, like, even when I was like talking on the live stream with this katana I was doing, and I accidentally forgot to put the comb guard back on the clippers, and I made a little shave mark right on the shoulder down the back of that dog. And that was just like what, last month, a couple months ago. But anyways, like, yeah, whenever I make a mistake grooming a dog, the consequences are huge, right? Sometimes it's a emergency trip to the vet, and now the whole day has changed, you know? And I have to stay so focused, and I have to constantly have at least one hand on the dog somewhere so I can feel if the dog's going to move or tense up or something. So it's not unexpected to me while I have scissors in my hands, you know? And I was thinking maybe because dog grooming requires so much of me, when I work this job at HelloFresh and I'm just pushing buttons, it feels like a relief. It just feels like, oh man, and I started to enjoy it, you know? But then, and I started thinking to myself, I mean, I could just stop grooming dogs and just keep doing this, you know? But here's the thing. Here's what got me thinking. And this was like just last week, was it? I gotta look at my calendar. Yeah, it was last week. Um, and the next 3 weeks of my calendar are full of dogs to groom now. I got a few new customers now, new clients, and I'm building back up, and I was getting busy again, and I'm loving it. And so I don't have to take these Winolo gigs anymore, which is a good thing, because easy money is never rewarding, you know. And I imagine that a lot of the employees there may have a little bit of an anxiety of, if this company, you know, goes out, or if they lose their job, like, then I'm gonna find another. And I don't. This isn't really a skill, a valuable, marketable skill, pushing buttons on an assembly line. Like, I don't know. So, like Ryan Holiday was saying, look at the environment around you, because you're gonna slowly become one of them, right? So last week I started looking around at all the supervisors and just everybody working the line. Everyone's complaining. Everyone's just kind of just dead, just like zone, just going through it's just the same thing, just mindless. So when the line got stopped one time, I mean, we were missing some things that we needed, like box liners and everything. Everyone just stood around. Nobody wanted to do anything. I mean, it's like, it's not my job. No one cares. It's like I was like running around. I was stocking my own ice, even. Like, I was just like, because I told them it's easier for me to just work. It's harder for me to stand around do nothing, you know. But anyways, I just started thinking, if I continue coming here every day, I'm going to slowly become one of them, you know, because you become like your environment. It's true, you really do. You hang around the same group of friends long enough, you'll start talking like them. You'll start, like, So yeah, I was like, this is why I need to really double down and focus on my own work, my own craft. I don't want to call it my own business, but I mean, yeah, just mind my own business, I guess. But yeah, really work on this because so here's what happened. One of the newer clients that called me, I finished work and I was walking around the Mall of Georgia with my daughter Ava because we were looking for an iPad for her to use because she's an illustrator, she's an author, she's writing her own books. But anyways, but she doesn't want to do it publicly. She's like, she really loves doing it, just for the sake of doing it. I was like, that's because you're an artist. But anyways, um, yeah, while we were there, I get a call, and I answer it, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so and so's neighbor, and I saw you. I saw, yeah, Teddy. He looked amazing and everything." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that took me like 7 hours." I was like, "I haven't seen Teddy in like 3 months. He was matted. He was at the beach. That took a long time. It was a lot of work." And she was like, "Well, I would love that for my dog. I forget." She said it's the same kind of dog as Teddy, as her neighbor. My client. And she was like, "But I just want to make sure, like, just get an estimate because I don't want it to take too long." And I was like, it's gonna take long if I'm grooming him." And she was like, how long do you think it'll take? Because I just want to get an estimate because she was like, I just, like, I don't want my dog to have to go through such a long grooming process. So, before I would have been like, oh, try to be nice. Now, I realize I don't know her. She doesn't know me. I may not even like her when I meet her. You know, what point is there for me to, kiss ass? So I had told her, if you comb your dog every day, thoroughly, properly, I'll be in and out in 2 hours. If you don't, it'll probably take me 5 hours, maybe more, and it's not my fault. It's yours. And that's exactly how I said it. And so she laughs on the other side. She laughs, and I was like, I'm not kidding. And she was like, "Well, I do brush my dog, maybe not every day, but I brush her often." She was like, "Maybe she has one mat like behind the ear." And I was like, if I went to, and this is exactly what I said after she said that. I said, if I went to my dentist with the teeth full of cavities and I told him, "No, doc, seriously, I brush my teeth every day," he probably wouldn't call me a liar, but he would probably ask me, "How are you brushing your teeth? Can you show me? Let me show you, in fact, how to do it properly?" And I told her, "So when I get to your place, if we decide to do this, I'll show you how to comb your dog properly if you want to do it. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying, if you don't, it's going to take me longer and it's not my fault. And I'm not going to enjoy it." I think that was another one of my mistakes is that I pretended that I was enjoying it. I would sing, I would try to keep myself positive and upbeat because it sucks. The work really does suck. You're sweating, your arms are sore, your muscles are sore, you're cramping, you know, it's just hours of steady, consistent, hard labor, work. It's very demanding, physically demanding. You're exhausted. But I would hide it because I would tell myself I'm a professional. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna I'm gonna do it with a smile on my face and make my clients think that it was a pleasure to do that. I mean, it is a pleasure to serve them. That's why I get a lot of satisfaction, personal satisfaction, when I feel like I've done a good job serving someone, being of service. So I value that. But my mistake was acting like I pretending like I enjoyed it when I didn't. I should have just been honest. So people don't think that I'm just singing and dancing with their dogs for 5 hours, you know? And I told her that. She laughed too. And I was like, I want you to know that I'm not going to enjoy it. I may sing and dance to keep myself positive and keep the mood light, but I'm not enjoying myself. I'm doing those things to keep myself positive because it sucks. Because you didn't comb your dog properly every day like you're supposed to. Because I have hair, I gotta comb it every day. If I don't, it gets tangled, it gets nasty. Think about your dog has hair everywhere. I even brush my beard. I even brush my hair on my face. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just went in hard. And she was like, "Oh, okay, I understand." She was like, "Okay." And she was like, well, this sounds good. This sounds perfect. She was like, it sounds like he's going to get a lot more than just the grooming. And I was like, yeah, the haircut takes me 40 minutes, maybe an hour. You know, it takes me 3, 4 hours to actually get the skin and coat clean properly because all of that matting and tangles and everything, all the junk and crud that just builds up in those pores, literally seeds, little grains of sand and dirt come out. So yeah, and then she asked me, well, how much do you charge? I told her 150. And she goes, okay, sounds good. When can we do it? And I told her this was like last week when I got the phone call. I looked at my calendar. I told her, I have time this Friday, so I'm going to be going and grooming her dog this Friday. Um, but yeah, I realized, and my daughter Ava, she was there, next to me, like we were walking to the car when I was having this conversation. And she was like, Dad, like, wow, like you're like that was kind of hard. I was like, I just don't care anymore. I was like, either they understand what I'm doing or they don't. But if I have to tiptoe and be all like, if I can't be direct and talk to them honestly from the beginning, I don't want the relationship to continue anymore. You know, I don't have time for it. And so, yeah, I was like, she happened to be a reasonable person, and she understood what I was telling her, and she values the service. She obviously sees the quality next door, and she said yes. She actually respected the fact that I was upfront and honest with her right from the beginning, and I didn't play all nice and polite, you know, friendly for the sake of being friendly. No, let's not waste each other's time. You called me asking about whether or not I can groom your dog. You know, yes. If you want me to groom your dog, this is what I require. No, cool. Let me bounce because I got shit to do. And I'm actually getting a better response doing it that way than before when I was sending all these heart emojis. Okay. Nenya Biz says delicious dog grooming and Asian. I spat my coffee out laughing. I'm interested in this topic, by the way. I'm passionate about my job, but I hate the bureaucratic aspect of work. Yeah, I say pave your own way. I say make yourself your own boss, like I've done. I answer to me now, baby. And sometimes I go to bed kind of ashamed of myself. I'm like, dude, what were you thinking? You know what I'm saying? Do we have to have this conversation again? Like, when that joke doesn't work. We tried it last time and it worked horribly. Why did you try it again? I was like, well, this situation was a little different. I tried that. um, let's see. Happy Dog says, I found I had to open my own shop. Now nobody can fire me. I do the firing. Best decision I ever made. Yeah, and the reason why I don't want another shop is I don't want all the overhead, the taxes, employee taxes, dealing with employees. I don't want all that. I've gone through it. I don't like it. I don't ever want to go through it again. I love just the freedom of deciding whose dog I want to groom, when I want to groom them, and just going and doing it the way I want to do it. And I don't have to write anybody's check to anybody. I do write checks for the house and bills, but I'm not responsible for anybody else. I don't want to be. I'm responsible for my 2 daughters. That's enough. Um, Girls got issues. Exactly. More money, more work, more problems. Exactly. You got to decide what success looks like to you. What does a successful life look like? What does it feel like? Just play out a day. If you have reached success, if you finally achieved success, attained success, whatever your version of success is, however you define success, what does it look like in the morning? What does it feel like when you wake up? What are you doing that day? What is your day like? What kind of people would you be interacting with and having to deal with? What kind of things would you fill your day with? You know, is it a bunch of meetings and a bunch of paperwork and a bunch of, just stress and dealing with people and all this stuff? Because, if that is your version of success, then go for it. Stephen Covey says it best: before you scramble up the ladder of success, make sure it's leaning against the right wall. Because you may scramble in your eagerness, scramble up that ladder of success and find that it was leaning against the wrong wall. The party that you're at, the rooftop party you're in, is making you miserable. You feel out of place. You feel uncomfortable. You feel weird and awkward. Nobody wants to talk to you. You have nothing in common with these people. You're miserable. You'd rather be anywhere but there. But now, what are you going to do? Work your way down the ladder that you spent so much time and energy struggling to climb up? Maybe you had to climb over people to get to where you are now, and now you realize you're miserable, you know? So, oh my goodness. Earl Nightingale has a really good definitions of success. If you don't have your own definition of success yet, if you haven't had time to really sit down and contemplate it, because it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of contemplation, a lot of inner introspection. You have to really look down deep and try to find that child that you once were when you were once innocent and life seemed so full of possibilities and hope. Find that child again and try to find what it was that you really were sent here for. Because Napoleon Hill says the wear and tear of living is not worth the price we pay for it unless you're actually going for something specific. At least as unless you're actually making progress towards a clear goal, then the wear and tear of living is really not worth the price we pay for it, you know? And I think he's right. He says that I imagine you were sent here for a reason. I imagine you came here on this earth to fulfill some sort of purpose, a unique purpose for your own life. You know, figure out what that was. Try to remember. Okay, so Earl Nightingale. Nightingale. Oh, Yale. Success quote. Okay. Where is it? Let me see. I'm just going to click on this first one that comes up. Earl Nightingale is the name. And he says, success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. And in that recording, the original recording, when I heard that quote, success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal, right? Just like in the Constitution, it says the pursuit of happiness, right? It doesn't say happiness is your right, it's the pursuit, that journey, the right to go on that adventure, to figure out what your version of success looks like. And the Dalai Lama, he puts it perfectly. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. The pursuit, the progressive realization is success. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. You have to have a clear goal in mind. Set a clear destination for yourself so that when you're at sea and the storms that will surely come, when the storm comes and when the wind blows in directions that you don't want, you can learn to set a better sail, right? Like Jim Rohn says, we cannot control the wind, but we can learn to set a better sail. So we can steer ourselves in the directions that we want to go, no matter which way the wind blows. So you learn a skill, right? You learn to set a better sail that will take you through the storms of life. And the thing is, if you don't know where you're going, though, if you don't have a clear destination of where you're sailing to, then the storms of life, even though you can get through them, you're really drifting anywhere, nowhere. And if anywhere will do, anywhere is where you'll end up. And who knows if you'll like where you are in 5, 10 years from now. You have to set a clear goal for yourself, you know? Anyways, so that's Earl Nightingale in that recording. He said he gave some examples. He said the guy running a corner store convenience shop, because that's what he wanted to do when he came to America. He had dreams of owning his own store, a corner, convenience store, or some sort of business or shop, so that he would have a way to put his kids through, through education, through college. He is a success, right? He's saying the housewife who always wanted to be a housewife, and she does her best to care for her children and take care of her household the best she can and be the best wife she can because that's what she always wanted to be. He's saying she's a success. The school teacher who's always had that passion to make a difference and make a lasting impact on someone's life. It just so happens that that person was only 7 years old at that time. You know, that school teacher is a success. Anyone who is making progressive realization, making measurable progress towards a clear goal, they're a success. And I really like that definition. So for me, what is my clear goal that I'm working towards, or that I have in mind? What is my version of success? My version of success is waking up in the morning one day when I'm older, comfortable in my own bed, right? Not in a jail cell somewhere. Or maybe even out in the wilderness somewhere, living in a log cabin that I built myself, you know? But really, it doesn't really matter where I end up physically. What I would consider a success is my daughters wanting to spend time with me, calling me because they want to call me and they want to hear my thoughts and opinions about something, or they want to just talk to me about something because they know that I'm not going to judge them and I'm not going to try to figure it out for them. You know, maybe they just want me to listen, and like I want that kind of relationship with my daughters. I realize when I get older, I want them to come over to see me because they genuinely want to be in my company, you know? And that's my version of success in my life. It's what means the most to me. My top priority in my life is to try to be the best father I can be to them. And which is why I try to just be as honest with them as I can, just be completely myself with them, treat them like real human beings, not just little people that I own, that I'm in charge of. No, and I do understand I am responsible for them, and I do take care of them and everything, but it's just, I don't own them. And I don't know, it's like now that Ava's 13 and she's going through a lot of changes, physically, emotionally, mentally. It's interesting though, because we have such amazing conversations now. We have such a great relationship. And I do get the feeling that my daughters do want to be around me. They hang out with me in my room at night. Like even last night, it was like 1:30. I was like, oh man, it's 1:30. I have to get to work tomorrow. I was like, I'm feeling like crap. I'm sweating. I'm achy. I was like, let's go to bed, girls. But yeah, it's like I love that. So for me, it has nothing to do with how much money I'm making. It has nothing to do with where I'm living or what I'm driving or the clothes I'm wearing. For me, it's the feeling that I'm going for. That feeling of contentment, that feeling of fulfillment, satisfaction, knowing that I did what I could to really be a good dad. Like I give the example, what good does it do to have a plaque on my wall that says world's best father if my daughters don't want to hang out with me? You know? Like it does no good. I would rather have my daughters genuinely like my company and like being around me, and they feel that they are genuinely loved and cared for. I tell them all the time, I already love you. I'm already proud of you. There's nothing you can do or say that will make you love you or be proud of you any less or any more. I was like, there are moments where I might feel more excited, because you did something, or I might express more love. I was like, but the amount of love I have for you girls and how proud I am to be your dad, that's never going to change because I'm already. And so I heard this really good quote that if you have enough, if you decide, have a clear definition of what success means to you, and when you achieve it, which you probably never will, right? I don't think I'll ever get to the point where it's like, okay, my daughters love me enough. Now I can chill. No. It's something that I would genuinely love continuing to work on. this goal. I hope I never reach the summit, of this goal that I have now, of having the best relationship I can have with my daughters. You know, when they go on a trip somewhere, if they go explore Europe or France, I want them to call me because they're excited to tell me about it. When they come back home, I want them to, like, I want me to be the first person on their mind who they want to come and tell and share their trip with, and show me their pictures, and like, I want that when I'm older. And I don't think that once I get that, I don't think I'll be like, okay, now I don't have to talk to my daughters anymore. Now I don't have to work on this relationship anymore. It's like, for me, so, like Simon Sinek says, first of all, the point that I forgot to make was he shared a study that they did, and they found out that most people, most employees, it's not the paycheck that brings them job satisfaction, that makes them feel fulfilled in their job, that motivates them to keep coming into work. It's not the paycheck. Once the amount has been agreed upon, once it's enough, that's enough. They don't care. What really brings job satisfaction, what really keeps people coming back to work, is feeling like their job matters, like the work that they're doing is appreciated and valued, like they're a part of a team and that they are a valuable member of this team. They want to feel that the work that they're doing matters, which is why I think that when I worked on the assembly line at HelloFresh, just taking those jobs, on the Wonolo app. By the way, if you ever need some extra cash and you're physically able to work, the app is called Wonolo, Wonolo. Wonolo, just download it. And you just find jobs that need someone to work that day. They tell you how much they're paying per hour. They tell you how the hours of, that they need you, and they give you a job description, what you're gonna do. If you want to do it, you say, okay, I'll do it. You show up, you work, you get paid. It's amazing. Anyways, it's like an Uber for employees, for companies that need. Anyways, the reason why I think that it was enjoyable for me, it was like a break, was because I have this other job where I am highly skilled and my skills are valued. It just happens to be very demanding. And so when I go work on that line where it's just thoughtless, meaningless, just mindless work, just pressing buttons, put the ingredients in the box and push it down the line. I feel like if that was what I do every day, all the time, and I didn't have dog grooming, or some other skill that even if it's like archery, like something you don't have to make money from it, but something where you feel like you're skilled, that you have some, I don't know, like, I just feel like, it must be difficult, to really get a sense of jobs, like fulfillment from your job, if really the only thing keeping you coming back is that paycheck, that $16 an hour, that 17.50 an hour. If that's the only thing that keeping you coming back to a job is the paycheck, it's really not going to be that fulfilling. No matter how good the paycheck is, it's really not. What really is fulfilling is feeling like your work matters. The people that you work with care about you. That's it. Okay. So if you can't get that at your job, right? If you can't get that at where you're working now, in the environment you're in now, then you got to find a different environment to put yourself in. And if you can't find a good environment, then you got to create your own, like I did. Create your own environment that you can thrive in, you know? Again, don't be better, be different. And different is better. Let's see here. Jackie Perez. Oh, hold on. Girls Got Issues says success is when you can make your own schedule and you're able to pay your bills. I'm a success. According to that definition, I'm a success. Jackie Perez. I groom my own dogs and I understand this. Because grooming is so hard, you needed an easy job. Jackie, you nailed it right on the head. Because grooming is such a difficult job, and I'm good at it and I like it, but I still make some mistakes. I still make mistakes sometimes. Yeah, I think a dog gets loose sometimes, and I feel like I want to quit grooming because the stress, the consequences of every mistake are just so huge, you know, like that's why that job of just pushing buttons. It felt so good to me for a little bit. But I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I experienced it because, yeah, it was fun for a little bit, but easy is never rewarding, you know? That's why life can be so difficult at times. Well, most of the times, let's be honest. I believe that life is difficult. It's designed to be because life is designed to be rewarding. When we get done with our experience here on earth, hopefully we will leave this place feeling like it was a rewarding experience because of the difficulties, because of the hardships, knowing that we are the type of people that can get through it, you know? Finding that out about ourselves. You can tell yourself you're a brave and courageous person, but how will you know if you never put yourself in frightening and difficult situations, right? You'll never really know if you're brave or not. It's testing it and finding that out about yourself, knowing yourself better, coming through something difficult, saying, wow, I had it in me to get through something like that. I wonder what else I can get through. I wonder what other challenge I can overcome. You know, I wonder what other obstacle I can use to actually become the way, like Ryan Holiday says. It's a book called The Obstacle is the Way. And it's just such a good book. It's about stoicism, about using the obstacle that's standing in the way as your way to get to where you want to go, you know? Um, a really good example that I think it was Simon Sinek, or it was either Simon Sinek or Tony Robbins. He said if someone told you you're standing in this corner of the room and someone tells you walk straight to the door and turn the doorknob, but walk in a straight line, and then they put a chair in the middle of your path and you stop, you know like a lot of times we do that. We convince ourselves that this is success and this is how you achieve it. You have to go to grooming competitions. You have to win these awards. You have to get recognized. You have to get nominated for these awards from your peers and all this, stuff. And you got to build a social media platform and an audience and all this stuff. And then you get here, and then you will have reached success, the finish line. But you have to go this straight line. But there's obstacles in the way. Sometimes you can't win those competitions. Sometimes you don't even have the resources to get to the competitions. You don't have dogs to groom at the competitions to compete with. They're expensive. Who knows? And then it's political as well, So who knows? The judge that day may not be feeling you that day, So there are so many things out of your control if you try to take this straight line to this version of success that you think you need to achieve. But Simon Sinek was saying, if you just tell somebody, instead of telling them, go and follow this line to the door and turn the handle, and then you start putting obstacles, a chair in the way, and now they're stuck. They don't know what to do because they have to follow this path that you set up for them. Instead of doing that, use no way as the way, like Bruce Lee says, you know? Just tell somebody that's the door. You need to get to the door and turn the handle to leave this room. And you have to get there however just any way you can. And you start putting obstacles in the way. You put a chair in the way of the path that they're in. Well, they'll just go around the chair, you know? And then you put some other obstacle in the way. They'll go over it or under it, around it. Because the point no longer is to follow this line, this path. The point is to get to the door, So now they can go any way they want or they need to, right? So that's the thing. Mario Batali says it best. He's a celebrity chef. He says, life is not a recipe. And even if it was, a recipe is just someone else's idea that got written down. Never let anyone else's version, never let anyone else's recipe for success intimidate you or cause you to doubt. Know your truth and live by it. Make your own recipe, right? And that's the thing. When you're talking about success, and when you're talking about, you know, what you really want to achieve, where you want to finally end up, rather than taking the approach, well, I have to do it this way, I have to follow this person's recipe for success, I got to do it the way they did it. No, create your own path to your own destination, of your choosing. Let's see here. Jackie Perez says, you are doing the right thing. Jackie Perez, more groomers need to educate their clients like this. Many don't know they have to brush their dogs. Exactly, exactly. And by trying to say it in the nicest way possible, I was actually causing them to misunderstand how important it really was and how much it was making the job much harder on me and their dogs. You know, by trying to say it nice as possible, I would just get this, yeah, thanks, Jan, we love you, Jan. And then next month, why did it take so long? Oh, because you didn't really comb, see all this, and like see the pictures I took, and thanks, Jan, we love you. Okay, bye. And I come back the next month. Why did it take so long? Oh, well, because you didn't comb. See, you got to comb like this, and you got to do it like this. But it's okay. That's why you hired me, right? Yeah, I know. I understand you don't have time to do it. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Oh, we love you, June. Thank you. Go back to next month. Why is it taking so long? Oh, well, because um, and I have even done that before. Just stopped, and I was like, I'm trying to think of a different way to explain this because obviously I don't think that you're getting it, and I think it's my fault. I need to come up with a different way, a different analogy, a different way to describe what I was taking so long. Thanks, June. We love you. Okay, come back next month. Why is it taking so long? For 4 or 5 years. So you can understand why I finally lost it. But it's my fault. I really should have, before I reached the point where just the pressure built and I exploded, I really should have just said, "Hey, are you listening to me? You need to comb your dog every single day, or it takes this long." I don't want to hear that question again. When I come back next month, I don't want to hear, "Why is it taking so long?" All right? Can you do me that favor? Like, I should have been more myself. But I was afraid of intimidating people and making people feel uncomfortable or scared. But then I realized, what about me and the dog? The dog feels uncomfortable. I feel inconvenienced. I feel like. Anyways, let me see here. Terry K, morning from California. I'm late to the stream. What's up, Terry? How are you? Oh my God, Terry. Like, thank you so much. Oh man, I won't mention it because I don't want to embarrass you. But thank you, Terry. Seriously, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to watch you on replay. Also, I mean, it's just a lot of rambling. It's just a lot of rambling. You're gonna get frustrated because I can't stay on point, and then I forgot to go back. I forgot what the point was several times mid sentence. So I wouldn't suggest it, Terry. Those of you who have gotten through it and made it till here, you know, tell her, warn her. Um, Jackie says, I groom my dogs and it takes me 3 hours because I have to take my time not to hurt them. Exactly, exactly, because they're not dishes. And if you drop a dish by accident and it breaks, so what? Buy a new dish. It's not like that with dogs. Um, let's see. I have a lot of respect for professional groomers now. Groomers need to talk to the clients the way you do. Maybe not, because I don't want anybody to do what I do. Well, I don't want to tell anyone to do what I do, because if you do and it doesn't work out the way it doesn't work out for me a lot of the times, I don't want you to go back and say, well, June told me. Like, no. I'm just sharing my opinions, my thoughts based on my personal experiences over the past 40 years of failure. So I'm trying to share as best I can, what not to do because I've done it and it hurts. So I'm just trying to save you some pain. But yeah, I don't think that people should talk to their clients the way I'm talking to them. The only reason why I'm talking to my clients the way I'm talking to them now is because I got fed up and I got emotional and I blew up, and they saw the worst part of me. And they saw the part of me where I curse and I put people down, and I think I'm being so witty, but really I'm being very hurtful. And I mean to. That's the thing. When I'm in that state of mind, I want my hurt words to hurt. Like, I actually want it to hurt. That's why I say it. And that's why the words that I say sting so much, because I want it to sting. And then when I cool down, I feel so bad and ashamed of myself. But yeah. But I feel like now, What I told that new potential client when I was like, it's gonna take me 5 hours, and it's your fault, not mine. You're supposed to comb your dog every day, not me. I go see your dog once every month, once every 5 6 weeks. And it's my fault that your dog's not combed out properly, and I got to spend all that time untangling all that in a painless possible way for the dog. You know, like no, it is gonna take a long time, and it's your fault. That is a very toned down version of what I just did, and people saw. And I told one lady, she was like, June, I'm still willing to, let you groom my dog. She was like, can you still come? And I told her no, because now you've seen me with my fake nice mask off. Now you've seen the real me, the jerk, the asshole. And now I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to go there. It's going to be awkward. Oh man, what a dick, right? She was willing to overlook it, and I said no because I was such an asshole. And now I know that she knows I'm an asshole. But like 24 of my clients survived it, and one of them I did try to fire, but then we worked it out and everything. And it's like, so knowing that my clients are willing to overlook, willing to forgive and look past, give me the benefit of the doubt, give me another, just let me off the hook one time. They give me another shot. Knowing that after what they've already seen just recently, I feel like, yeah, I can just speak freely now and be bold and blunt, and they're not gonna mind it. They would probably prefer that to the very mean, angry, cursing version of me. This is just a very matter of fact. This is what it is. Like it or leave it. I don't care. You know, and I think that's much more acceptable than the angry version I was just a couple months ago. Let's see here. Alan Powell's silence legend. Jackie Perez, you are not being rude to clients by educating them on what they need to do to make your grooming easier. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, it's the intent. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings now. I'm just trying to save them and myself a lot of time. Because if I go into it the way I was before, very nice, very accommodating, then it's gonna be years of each other wasting each other's time. And then I possibly will build up resentment, and then I'll blow up, and it's not pretty. So in order to avoid all of that, save each other the trouble, now I'm just right from the beginning, the very first conversation. This is what it is. Like it or leave it, you know? um Terry K, I grew my four poodles myself as well. It's lots of work. I agree with you, Jackie. Nice. Jackie says, I'm learning court reporting at home. Have you considered something like this? Court reporting? Again, I the idea of sitting at a desk and doing paperwork and stuff, oh, or even typing and stuff, oh, emails, ah. The scheduling part of my job I hate the most. Emailing or texting people and trying to coordinate a time, and it's like I do it because I have to. And now it's much easier because I only have what, 27 now? 27 people I have to do that with now. Before it was like almost 50, and I was just, oh, I do much better with smaller groups, and man. So anyways, yeah, for me, I'd rather go work in a warehouse. I'd rather do physical jobs. I want to freaking work. I want to be out in the forest, freaking, trekking the mountains and hiking. I want to be, I don't know, like I loved when I worked at my dad's body shop, helping him do oil changes, helping him hold the bumper while he fastens it and stuff, helping him fix the cars. Physical labor is what I'm meant for. Look at these hands, baby. Construction workers' hands, baby. Give me some bricks. Bam! I'll break it like it's powder. Anyways, um, let's see here. Jackie, this is why I would never groom professional because people are lazy. Well, she actually put people in caps, so it should read people are lazy. But the way I want to say it is people are lazy. But so am I. So am I. We hate in others what we hate in ourselves, right? Why does it bother me when I see people being so lazy? Well, there's a part of me that loves being lazy, but I stop myself. I control that part of me. It's like, hey, snap out of it. There are things to do. Laundry. I made my bed. You don't blame me. No, I'm just kidding. um, let's see here. Barbara Bart's chat. Greetings from Germany. I love watching you from time to time. You are very lovable. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much. Label Method says, always be honest with them. They need to hear the truth. If they don't want to listen to you, send them on their way. Exactly, exactly. Because that right there, always be honest with people. They need to hear the truth. If they don't want to listen, you send them on your way. You know why? If you don't and you just kind of put up with it and you deal with it and you think to yourself, I think I'll get through them one day. No, you're gonna have 5 years of thanks, June. We love you, June. See you next time. Bye, June. And then I come back and I'm getting the same exact questions and I'm giving the same exact explanation and I'm trying to give it with the same enthusiasm I gave it the last time and I'm still getting the thanks, June. I just want to stop them sometimes and say, hey, what did I just say? Can you repeat back to me the last word I just said, even? You know? It's just, I don't know. It's like so many people are just like, they say things, just, they're just programmed responses, you know? They're just, you know? I remember one time, just out of curiosity, I was walking by someone and it was nighttime. We were walking, I think I was walking the trail and I had my dogs. And just as an experiment, just to see what would happen. I was walking by someone. I said, good morning. They said, good morning. It's like we don't even put any thought into our responses anymore. It's just it was clearly night. You know what I'm saying? It was clearly in the evening, but I just wanted to see what happened. I said, "Good morning." He said, "Good morning." I just started cracking up as I was walking by. Anyways, yeah, these pre-programmed just, like I remember one time a lady came in. This was when I had my shop in Buckhead, and she goes, "I want a puppy cut." And I said, "Oh, great, because I'm a puppy cut specialist." There is no such thing as a puppy cut, just by the way. Everybody has their own definition of puppy cut. It's like success. I want success. Okay, I'm a success specialist. You came to the guru here. Okay, what is success? You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly what happened. And she goes, I want a puppy cut. And I say, oh, great. I'm a puppy cut specialist. She goes, oh, what's a puppy cut? Anyways, yeah, it's like what's going on? Has anyone put any thought to what they actually want? What do you actually want? What are you actually asking me when you say puppy cut? Don't just repeat what someone else says. Put some thought into it, you know? I remember one time I was at the coin laundry. This is when I was, trying to rebuild after losing my shop in Chambly. Seems to be like a reoccurring theme in my life. I'm rebuilding. I'm in my rebuilding stage. Weren't you in your rebuilding stage 10 years ago? Yeah, but this is a new rebuilding. I just had a fresh failure. Anyways, when I was working in Chambly and our washer dryer broke. And so in order to do the laundry, I would go to this coin laundry, usually around midnight, because, dinner, get the kids to bed and everything. And then I'll go to the coin laundry. So I'm there usually like around midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. And it's nice because, I fold all the laundry there. And so when I bring it home, all the laundry's already folded. We just have to put it away, all the dog towels, for the business was, washed and folded. It was nice. But anyways, going there almost every night. And I called it my temple because I would go there and while I'm waiting for the washing or drying cycle to finish, I would just meditate, sit and close my eyes and meditate. And then thoughts that would just come to the surface, I would start writing in my journal. So I would write in my journal and meditate. And this guy, it was in the wintertime, this guy who is, in my opinion, homeless. I mean, I don't want to make a judgment about someone, the way someone looks, but he was there every night. He looked like what I would think a homeless person would look like. Um, and why would he be there if he didn't have another place to go to stay warm? I just felt like he was in that coin laundry because it was warm in there. You could see, the windows like, fogged up, and it was really cold outside. Um, so anyways, he looks at me. And the thing is, I recognize him because we see each other. I'm there. I'm a regular. He's a regular, right? But he's never doing any laundry. That's the thing. So that's what made me think maybe he's homeless. But one night it was just me and him, and it's around 1:32 in the morning, and I'm about to wrap up. I'm waiting for my dryer, the clothes come out of the dryer so I can fold it up and everything. And he keeps looking at me. I keep catching, him looking at me. So finally, I tore a page out of my journal. I went to the car to get an extra pen, And I went over to him. I came back inside and went over to him. I was like, here you go. I was like, I'll let you in on a little secret. I'll tell you what I'm doing. And I was like, I heard from this guy named Jack Canfield. He wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. I was like, he said that if you write your goals, what you want out of life, it could be 8, it could be 10, it could be 3, but you write clearly defined goals, things that you want in life on this piece of paper. You fold it up, you keep it in your pocket, and just keep it on you. You never have to look at it again. Just keep it in your wallet or something. And slowly but surely, because you've given your ideas life, you've given it a form. Now it has physical existence on this paper. It's not just in your mind. It tugs the strings and the ethers, and somehow life puts it together. And within a few years, 5, 10 years later, everything on the list will come true. And I was like, I don't know, but he seems like a smart guy, and he says that it worked for him and worked for several other people. I was like, why not give it a try, right? What's the harm in throwing a penny in the wishing well? You lose a penny, so what? At least you're taking a moment to become more clear on what you would like in life, right? You taking some time to think about a dream you would like to achieve or maybe go after or something, by throwing a penny in the wishing well. Even if it never comes true, you've lost a penny, but actually you've gained clarity, a little more clarity on your life. So, I told him, what's the harm in doing it, right? So I offered him the paper and the pen, and he gives me this really like kind of weird, strange, like challenging look. And I remember telling this story before during live stream, and someone brought up maybe he was illiterate, maybe he didn't know how to write. I mean, but if that's the case, he could have just told me, and I would have written it for him. I don't know, but he gives me this strange look, right? And he goes, "Man," he shoves me off. I'm offering. He goes, "Man," shoves it off, and he walks out, storms out. Like he's upset, like I upset him. He storms out and goes out into the cold, the freezing cold. I mean, the whole reason why he was in here, he doesn't have any clothes to wash. I mean, he was in here to be out of the cold, right? Because it was freezing that winter. It was really cold. Um, it's like he would rather be out in the cold than sit down and have to think about what he actually wants out of his own life. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if he's ever taken the time to think about it. And maybe I wonder if that has anything to do with where his life is now. Because, yeah, a ship without any direction or anyone guiding it is going to end up either shipwrecked on a deserted island or just derelict in the sea somewhere, like Earl Nightingale says. Like, yeah, you have to have some sort of direction for your life, or you might end up just anywhere. And you might not like that. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Bubba Longshaft says, "A penny for your thoughts." Nice. Anyways, yeah, the thing is, I'm not even gonna mention his name, but this person kind of worries me at this point. I'm like, I've already been stalked by a crazy woman, and ended up losing my freaking kung fu outfits. More than that, my laptop, my brand new laptop that I got. Man, my AirPods. I had to buy replacement AirPods. My clothes, everything. Anyways, my fucking Oculus. Anyways, but yeah, this person, I've expressed several times why I don't like him. And I asked him several times, why are you so, what is your fascination with me? But here he is. Anyways, just so you guys know why I'm ignoring somebody's comment, because, I wouldn't normally, it's out of character for me. But this person in particular, I've made it clear several times, like, dude, you're a charlatan. Everybody knows you're a gig, You're the guy at the archery range that will stop his practice to come over to me and give me tips on my shooting and how I can do it better and everything. And you'll pull up a picture of a really good group that you shot once, you know? And I'll say, "Well, can you show me? I learn better by watching." And you'll say, "Oh, I can't today because, my shoulder, I just got through a really long session. I'm tired right now, but that's why I'm trying to help you." You're that guy. You're the guy at the gym that will stop your workout to come and start giving me unsolicited advice and explain how I could do a better workout or do some other thing. You're the know-it-all that everybody hates. You're that guy, and I don't like you. Hopefully I've made it clear this time. Don't come back, dude. I don't I don't have the energy to try to block you, block every account that you make. Fuck that. Just could you on your own decide you don't have to leave me alone. Anyways, cool. Good chat. Hopefully I so the question was, let's go back to it. The question was, is it me? He was asking. The groomer who originally sent me the message. He keeps getting fired. He just got fired from the vet place, a vet clinic that he's working at. Every job he gets doesn't seem to last more than a few months. And he's like, "Is it me? Is it something I'm doing?" Like he doesn't preach. He doesn't try to push his philosophy on grooming or his way of grooming on anyone else. He minds his own business, keeps to himself, works, cleans up afterwards, and leaves. What's everyone's problem with him, right? Oh shoot, my earpod just running low on batteries. The answer is, it probably is you, but it's not your fault. Let's just be clear. It probably is you, right? Because you're a sushi chef working in a French kitchen. You see what I'm saying? So you just haven't found your right restaurant. You just haven't found your place where you actually your art style, you know, your style of this art. It will actually be, um like you got to find like-minded people. And if you can't, right? If you can't change the people around you, which you can't, right? To even try to change others is manipulation. Why would you try to change someone else's behavior or what they do? You can talk to them about it and maybe try to reason with people, but other than that, you're not going to change people. So if you can't change the people around you, which you can't, change the people around you, right? Change the people you hang out with. And I remember this one good quote. They were saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I was like thinking about that. I was like, wow. Well, because we live in the digital age, I can hang out with people all day long without them ever even knowing it by listening to their podcasts, by watching their YouTube videos, by consuming their content, that they create and put out, reading their books, reading their blogs, and all this stuff. I can now hang out with Simon Sinek all day long and Robin Sharma, you know, and Simon Sinek, like, did I say Simon Sinek already? Anyways, I can hang out with these people who I would consider great. Ryan Holiday, I love the way they think. I love their philosophical mind. I love their curiosity about things. I love their open mindedness. I love their humility. How, even though they have achieved great things, they would never consider themselves great because they understand no matter how great you are, what are you going to be greater than George Washington? You're going to do something greater than Gandhi? You know, no. Like, and these people are still forgotten by most of us. It's like, so it doesn't matter how great you are, it's just about having a great experience, having a unique experience that's your very own here on this earth. Don't try to replay someone else's movie for your life. You know what I'm saying? Write your own story, write your own script, create your own recipe, like Mario Batali says. Okay, I think that's it, right? Hopefully, I mean, that's my answer to the question. I know it's kind of philosophical. If you want to take it to a practical level, okay, so what can this groomer do starting tomorrow, right? Or starting today? Well, you cannot change where you are overnight. You can't change your direction overnight, but you can, no, here's the saying. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction, right? You can change the direction you're going overnight. So if let's just say right now you already lost your job, right? You need income. You're probably in a pretty tight spot maybe, and you're probably feeling a little stressed, a little worried. Okay, that's where you're at right now. You can't change that overnight, but you can change your direction, where you want to be, where you want to be heading. Okay, so let's just say that you're a guy. Sorry. I've always had this, anyways. You're a guy, so I feel comfortable um, suggesting that you make house calls like me. I remember speaking with a female groomer one time, and we were going through it, her business plan and how she can actually set up her process to be a house call groomer. And we kept running into the obstacle of having to go to a stranger's house, being a female. And I was like, yeah, that's tricky. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable with my daughters doing what I do, you know? Like, unless you have a good network of friends and family members that have dogs, and so you're grooming people's dogs that you already know these people. If you're female, because I'm not trying to be sexist or male chauvinistic or anything. It's just that the reality is, I never have to go into a house and worry. It's never crossed my mind that I might get, physically overpowered. That some lady might jump my bones. You know what I'm saying? I wish it. Can't say I haven't fantasized about it once in a while. I mean, just being just being real. I'm a human being, a dirty one at that. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I never have to worry about that. That thought has never crossed my mind. My safety, my well being. Like, somebody might try to sexually harass me or something. No, I mean, if it did happen, I would be delighted. I'm just kidding, because I'm a guy and I'm nasty. But for females, it's a little different, right? That's all I'm saying. Hopefully, this won't get me canceled. But yeah, since the person who messaged me, since you are a male groomer, I feel a little more comfortable suggesting this. But yeah, contact some of the people who you have groomed their dogs, before, and they know your work, they know the quality, they want you to continue grooming their dogs, and ask, can you set up in their house somewhere? Maybe in their garage, maybe out in their back patio or porch if it's covered, yeah, just anywhere in the house. Tell them you just need a space for a table and just to place your tools and electrical outlet and somewhere to wash their dog. That's all you need, And so a lot of times I don't even have all of that in the same area. I'm grooming their dog in like their garage or their patio or somewhere like that. And then I take their dogs into a different room or a bathroom, wash them, and then come back and finish the groom on the table, in their garage or somewhere. So you just work it out, And I think that's another part that's really appealing to me, that what at my job, what I do, because every house is different. And whenever I go to a new house, it's like trying to solve a puzzle again. Okay, well, I could do this, I could use this here, I could put my table here. Like I like it. It gives me a little variety in the day. But yes, like I would say, contact some of your clients whose dog you've already groomed at the vet clinic or any of the other salons that you've been working at, and just see if they'd be willing to let you groom their dogs. And then you only need 3 to start. I started with 1, and then that turned into 3, which turned into 6, which eventually turned into 15, and then it exploded. But yeah, within a few months, I was pretty busy. So yeah, just give it time. And when you're starting off, what I like to tell, well, what I was telling my clients when I first came back to Georgia, moved back from out west, and I was like trying to get this house call business going. I would tell each of my clients, hey, if I would really appreciate it if you could help me out and tell some of your friends and neighbors that have dogs, that I'm trying to establish my client list now. I am, getting back and started here in Atlanta, and my schedule is pretty empty, and I would like to fill it up. This is the way I would like to make an income, provide for my family. So if you could help me out, I would really appreciate some referrals. And most people are more than happy to help you out, especially if you phrase it that way and let them know, because you're letting them know that you understand that it is them helping you out. You're asking them for a favor. Can you help me? Right? And most people, yeah, because you don't want to come off like, it wasn't my groom so amazing. Don't you think some of your friends and family would love this kind of groom? So do yourself a favor and make sure they know about me. It just doesn't work. It doesn't, because yeah, I mean, I would probably start second guessing if I want this groomer to even come back if they said something like that to me. Like, is he really that full of himself? Like, I think the imposter syndrome is actually kind of a good thing. It means that you're a rational human being. You know what I'm saying? I always like suffered from the imposter syndrome. I would tell people all the time, like I used to have anxiety because it doesn't bother me anymore, but I used to have anxiety about waking up and seeing my subscriber count to one or zero on my YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, I knew everybody hates me. The feeling would have just been crushed me. It would have been so bad. But yeah, now it's like I don't care. But like anyways, where was I going with that? I have no idea. So let me just Terry K says he hasn't found his niche yet. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so back to that guy. All right, let me see if I can get back to the point, just in case he watches this later. So I would say, yeah, as long as, oh yeah, that's right, the arrogance, the imposter syndrome. Yes, I think that it's good to keep your ego in check sometimes, and let that imposter syndrome sit in. Like, yeah, maybe I'm not as great as people say I am. I think that's a rational human. That's the kind of person that I would actually get along with. People who believe their own press, people who believe their own hype, I just don't get along with. We're not that it's right or wrong, we're just different, and I don't get along with that. I much more prefer the people who, and you'll notice that well-known scientists, well-known philosophers, people who have written best-selling books like Robert Greene, they are the most humble. It's almost like the more you know, the wiser you get, the more humble you become because the more you realize you don't know. You know, um, what is it? It was Shakespeare in the Midsummer Night's Dream in that play. The line was, um, it was the it was the fool, the jester, the court jester that was saying it. But Puck, I believe the character's name was it Puck? But he was saying, it's the fool that thinks himself wise, and the wise who knows himself to be a fool. And that was Shakespeare, like 500 years ago. It still rings true today. Um, but then, okay, so let me get back to my point. I would definitely, not definitely. I would suggest starting with three and asking for referrals in that way, where you let them know vulnerability is not something to be ashamed of. There's power in vulnerability. Letting people know, hey, listen, as you know, I lost my job at the vet clinic, and this is why I'm trying to start this new business of my own, where I'm grooming dogs privately for people in their own homes. So your dog feels safe in the comfort of their own home. You can watch me. You're here to see everything that happens. And so this is going to be my new business model. I would really appreciate you helping me out if you can. I really appreciate if you could help me out and give me just refer me to some of your neighbors, friends, family members that have dogs that might be interested in service like this. It would help me out tremendously, and I would really appreciate it if you can send me some referrals. If you say it that way, humble, vulnerable, honest, you don't need to make this big bravado, this show of like, you know, isn't this so amazing? I'm so awesome. So that's why you should tell all your friends and family about me because they'll thank you. Don't you want to impress them? Don't you want to look good? Don't you want their dogs to look so amazing like this? I'm so awesome. And I'm doing fine. And I'm so busy. Oh, even if you did refer them to me, I'm not sure, if I can. No, don't be fake, man. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest and ask for help. And most people will. Most people will. And then let's say let's say each of those three people knows three people. Now you have 9 plus 3, now you have 12 clients. And let's say each of those refers you to another two. Now you have 12 plus 24, now you have 36 clients. Now you're really busy because 36 clients, most houses have multiple dogs, at least two. So, yeah, 36 clients probably equals close to 60 dogs to groom. And if you're doing a house call business where you're making one, maybe two appointments a day, you're charging 125, 150 a day. I mean, for each appointment, you're doing two a day. That's $300 a day. 250, $300 a day. You work 5 days a week. That's like, average like 12, $1,500 a week. Not bad, right? I can make a living off of that, and so can you, right? And if you can't, you just need to budget better. You don't need more money at that point. You just need more self-control, more discipline in your spending, you know? Let's see here. Nunya Biz, Jumping Bones, LOL. This sounds like an adult movie. Exactly. Let's see here. Uh, okay, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, that would be my suggestion. On a philosophical level, and like my philosophical approach to the question, my philosophical answer, I guess, would be look at it in a different way. You know, every failure, every disappointment, every job lost is actually a good thing. You're not wasting any more of your precious time here on earth there. It's leading you on. It's moving you forward to the next opportunity, you know? And if doors keep closing, then maybe it's because you're meant for the penthouse, right? Maybe it's because you're actually meant to enjoy the corner apartment, the one that's bigger and more spacious and has the beautiful view. So all of the doors along the way are closing because you're not meant for these smaller rooms. You know what I'm saying? Um, like that song, Lone Star. Every long lost stream led me to where you are. Right? Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars, leading me on my way. Oh shoot! Wow. All right, I'm gonna stop singing. Wow, Terry just gave me $20. You are wow. All right, end of the stream. See you guys. Oh my goodness, should I sing more often? I'm just kidding. Terry, thank you so much. And seriously, like, stop. You're making me uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what to do. Um, anyways, yeah, but just think about it that way. My philosophical answer is look at it as if all of this is happening in your favor. In the grand scheme of things, in the big picture, if you could zoom out and you could see the big picture, then you would see how it all connects and it's leading you to your real destination, right? That's my philosophical answer. My practical answer is contact at least 3 people whose dogs you have already groomed and you know that they love your work. You know they're satisfied with it, right? And you have a good chance of them saying, yes, I am willing to allow you into my home and groom my dog, and I will pay you. Then you start with those 3 and you focus only on them. The most important dog is the one in front of you on your table, right? You do the best you possibly can. You go the extra mile, right? And Brian Tracy says, always go the extra mile because there's never any traffic there. And it's true, you know? So you go the extra mile for your client. You exceed their expectations. You over deliver. You give them more in value than you take in payment, which is um, Jim Rohn. He says that always give more in value than you take in payment in order to make an investment in your own future, right? If you have the philosophy of if this is all they're going to pay, then this is all I'm going to do, then you're never going to make more. You need to make an investment in yourself. And the way to do that is to always over deliver, do more than what you're getting paid for in order to make that investment in your own future. Then when you do that for someone, when you really give them a service where they can see and feel that they were cared for, they were provided, they were served to the best of your ability, that touches their heart. That touches anyone's heart. They will take you by the hand and they will lead you to doors that you never could have opened yourself. You never even knew existed. That's what happened with me. And so I know that all of these philosophical truths, these airy fairy quotes, they're actually true. The people will take you by the hand. They will open doors for you you never could have imagined for yourself. So that's all you got to do. If you will just forget this Jim Rohn's quote, if you will just forget about the money and just serve people to the best of your ability, to the best you possibly can, then your life will change. You know, maybe not overnight, but again, you're changing the direction, you're changing the course overnight. Now you've charted a new course, right? So do that. And when you do that, those 3 people will introduce you to as many people as they know because it's going to make them look good to do so. It's called social currency. If they know that you're going to provide this same service that wowed them to someone else that they refer you to, they're going to refer you to their boss or someone who they want to impress, someone who knows how they know that has a lot of money or whatever social status, because when they want to look good, it's called social currency. So they're going to refer you to their best friends, the ones that make the most money, the ones that their boss's boss, the ones that they want to gain favor with, right? Because you've given them a reason, right? So now they're going to introduce you to them, right? They're higher ups, right? And now they've taken you by the hand. They've metaphorically opened doors for you that you never could have opened yourself. Now what happens? You go and wow them. You go and wow that person now. Go the extra mile again, right? Now they are going to introduce you to the people that they want to impress in their circle, their social circle. Again, social currency. It makes them look good, right? And now you're grooming for the most exclusive clientele you ever could have imagined for yourself, you know? And you never want to name drop. I've learned that the hard way. You never want to name drop if you're working for someone who does have a lot of influence, who does have a lot of power, a lot of recognition in public. You never want to name drop because the moment you do, you've cheapened that relationship. Now they know that you are basically just using them to make yourself look better, you know. But if you never name drop and no one ever knows that you groom dogs for these people, now instead of just talking with their assistants, their handlers, now they're coming and having conversations with you while you're grooming their dogs because they can see that you are the type of person with integrity. You are the type of person that they can actually sit down and have a conversation with, and you are not going to tell anyone else. You know, you're giving them something of so much value. Not only are you grooming their dogs, you're their confidant now. They can tell you things, and you open up to them, and they give you advice based on their experience. And now this is much more than just a dog grooming relationship. I'm kind of exposing a little bit too much of my own personal business model, but this is what's working for me. It's changed my life. I used to think it was smart to think that way. If this is all they're gonna pay, this is all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna show up early. I'm not gonna stay late. Why would I go the extra mile if this is how they're gonna treat me and this is all they pay? Well, because it's not about them. It's about me. It's about making an investment in my own future. If I want a better future for myself, I need to start making investments in it. And the way to do that is to always show up, always give more, than you take in payment. There's a book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. He says the same thing. He says the whole book, I could save you time. If you don't want to read the whole book, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, I can condense the book down in one sentence. It's not about doing certain things, it's about doing things in a certain way. There's so many dog groomers in town in Atlanta. I drive by at least 5, 6 of them on my way to my clients' homes. Some of the dog grooming salons that I pass by are right across the street from where my clients live. Right? It's not about what you do; it's about how you do it. That's the science of getting rich. It's not about doing certain things; it's about doing things in a certain way, right? And what way? Well, you always give more in use value than you take in payment. You always give more. So here's the thing, just on a practical level, in the boardroom where they're deciding who to promote, do you ever think the conversation goes like this? Well, I'm just gonna come up with a name. Let's just say, uh, I don't know. Let's just say Bobby. Well, Bobby comes in, on time most of the time. And if he does come in late, he usually has a great excuse. And when he does work, he does a great job, but he does, leave whenever it's lunchtime. Even if we do have an urgent project to work on, he never misses lunch. He never stays late. He never stays, works overtime. He never comes in on the weekends to volunteer, because those are kind of optional, and he doesn't do that. But I think the way to get him to do more, I think the way to get him to show up on time every day, stay a little later and work and finish projects that have an urgent deadline. I think the way to really get him on track is to promote him. Let's promote him, make him, we'll pay him more. And I think that's the way to get him on track. You'll never hear that conversation. The way it usually goes when they're making these decisions, they'll say, "Well, Nancy comes in early almost every day, and if she doesn't come in early, she usually has a good excuse, and she's at least on time. She's never late, and she's always, volunteering to help others when she has some free time, and she stays late sometimes because we have an urgent deadline that we are trying to meet, and she stays and she goes that extra mile and makes sure it's done, sacrificing her time, and she volunteers on the weekends sometimes and comes in even though she doesn't have to because she really cares about the company and her coworkers, and she really wants to help. She feels needed. I think she deserves a raise. I think we should promote her. She's already doing it. She's already doing the extra work. Let's pay her more. That's how the conversations usually go. Do the work you want to be paid for before you're getting paid to do it. That's the way to get paid to do it. You don't you don't say, "Trust me, pay me more." Just trust me. Once you pay me more, I'll do more. No. You have to show people that you're willing and able to do more, and then they'll pay you more, you know? So that's just it. That's what I got to give. As far as oh, hold on. Oh my goodness, it wasn't charging the whole time. Why wasn't it charging? Oh, because it's unplugged. Shoot. My life's a mess. Why am I giving any advice to anyone when I'm a public failure? Shit. Um, Sorry, guys. I had no idea. I'm sitting here rambling on, and I didn't even realize that my computer was not charging and finally just ran out of batteries. Okay. Okay, perfect. Let's see here. You made my day. Love your chat. Thank you. Yeah. So, anyways, that's why I believe, um, to this groomer, that's why I believe, groomers like me. If you're like me, the reason why we can't keep a job, the reason why we keep quitting, why we keep getting fired, is because we're working in restaurants that we don't specialize in. We're trying to cook food that we don't care about. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So it's like the reason why you keep getting fired is because you haven't found the right place yet. And a lot of times, if you can't find the right place, you just got to create one. Just like Jack Canfield says, if you can't find the book you want to read, then maybe it's because you're meant to write it, which is why I wrote this book and published it. Jack Canfield is one that really inspired me and helped keep me motivated to actually just go ahead and do it. Because if you can't find the book that you want to read, maybe it's because you're meant to write it, right? And I'm not saying it's a good book. It's probably not, actually. It's very poorly written because I'm an amateur author. But I did it, and it's mine, and it's out there, and I made this idea a reality. You know what I'm saying? So, same thing with you. You can make your ideas a reality. All you got to do is just make a plan. And step by step, step one, I'm going to contact at least 3 people whose dogs I have groomed and I know that they like it. Then I'm going to show up once we agree on the time and place and the amount, right? And I would suggest charging about 125 bucks, Well, depending on the area that you live in, maybe you have to charge more. If you live in New York City, you may have to charge more. So it just depends on where you live. Just you have to, because for me, earning about 125, 150 a day it will sustain me. It's not like I'll be thriving, but it will sustain me. Um, so I would charge at least that. Plan on doing one dog a day to start with, right? Then as you get more clients and more referrals, which you will, by year 2, you're going to be swamped, and you're going to have to be very selective from then on. Then you start doing 2 a day. I started doing 3 a day. For me, it was too much. But maybe you could do 3 a day because your grooming style is probably not like mine. Maybe not exactly. And that's okay. I give the example of taking a picture. Let's say we go to an art class and there's a nude model in the middle and we're all painting that nude model. Everyone's painting is going to look different because of first skill level, right? And painting style, right? But everyone's painting will look completely different, even though we're all looking at the same model. Now, Let's take the personal skill level out of it and give everybody a digital camera. And everybody sitting around the room takes a picture of the artist standing in the middle of the room, right? Everyone's picture will be different. Even though the skill level and how you paint, all of that has now been eliminated. The field is now, it's a level playing field. We all have digital cameras, has nothing to do with your skill level. Even though you snap a picture, everyone snaps a picture at the same time, everyone's picture is going to look different. You know why? Because everyone has a different perspective of that same model that we're all looking at, right? So my point is, even though everybody has the same goal in mind, everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has a different place they started off in life. Everybody has a different way of seeing things. So even if we are going after the same goal, it's going to look different. Even if we're all going after success, it's going to look different depending on where you're at, your skill level, everything, you know? So that's why you have to just decide for yourself, you know, this is what I want and go for it, you know? So anyways, I'm rambling too much now. I better go because I think I've beaten this horse enough, you know, and I gotta get going. I gotta get some. Oh man, if I go now, I'll be able to get some chicken, start brining it. Okay, I gotta go start preparing for dinner that I'm probably gonna cook around 8 or 9 p.m. tonight. But anyways, hopefully everybody has a great day. I'm glad, actually, I'm really happy I got this day off because not only because I'm sweating, I don't know if you could see it, but I'm like sweating. I definitely feel like, oh man, I feel the effects. I feel like I have a slight fever. So I'm gonna mask up, probably wear a double mask because, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna mask up, go, no, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna DoorDash it. I'm just gonna DoorDash it today. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, because yeah, the thought of going through all that, especially just feeling achy and everything, I'm just gonna give myself today to just take a break. You know, shoot, I'm just gonna relax today. I'm not even gonna. Because last night I really did. I after I shot a few shots, Ava was like, "Dad, you're sweating a lot." I was like, "Yeah, I know, man." I was like, oh man, that took a lot out of me. You know. Oh man, so I'm feeling like crap. Yeah, so I think I'm today, and it's raining. Perfect day to just, you know, I don't know. I think I might just cuddle up Netflix. I mean, I've been watching The Circle, and yeah, maybe I'll just binge on some reality TV. You know, it's kind of like when I was in middle school and I used to call in sick when I wasn't sick. Just watch some daytime TV, Judge Judy. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'll see you guys. But yeah, because now I have some time, I'm gonna DoorDash it instead of frying some chicken. I think I'm just gonna DoorDash some fried chicken. There's some really good Korean places around here where they make Korean style fried chicken. So I'm gonna DoorDash it with the $20 that Terry just gave me. Thank you, Terry. We're gonna have an amazing dinner tonight, my daughters and I, because of you. Thanks to you, Terry. That $20 is gonna go towards my DoorDash tonight. So I'm gonna stay in. I'm not going grocery shopping because I don't want to get anybody else sick. I don't know. I have no idea about this coronavirus, this new Delta variant and everything. Like, yeah. Anyways, that's for another stream because I do have a lot of ideas that I want to talk about regarding the pandemic and everything that's going on. But I feel like that's just going to open up another can of worms, and then we're just going to be here for hours. And you may have the luxury of turning this off and doing other stuff, but the whole time I'm talking, I'm stuck here. I'm doing anything else. So I got to go. But the next time I stream, maybe that'll be a good time to talk about the pandemic, the vaccines, the masks, all of this, because the last time I streamed and explained why I finally decided to get vaccinated, I lost a lot of subscribers. I saw the number just go down, drop. I was like, well, I can't please them all, and I don't care. I didn't make that stream to try to get more subscribers, obviously, and I didn't get it to try to change anyone else's mind. I did it more to just show that it's okay to change your mind, and it's okay to think one thing, but then when presented with new evidence, you can change your mind. And it's okay to be wrong or to have made, wrong assumption or have the wrong opinion. It's okay. And that's all. I was just saying this is what I thought, and this is why the reasons why I didn't get vaccinated for so long. And then I explained how with each reason how it didn't hold up to reason. Once I really applied reason and logic and really looked at my reasons for not getting vaccinated, it really it really had no foundation to stand on, like, so that's why I realized my opinions are wrong, and now I can change my mind, and I'm gonna go get vaccinated. And I just wanted to share my thought process in it. But then, yeah, apparently it upset a lot of people, and they unsubscribed. But here's the cool thing, though, is that things like that just don't bother me anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like freedom is what I value, and the freedom to just say and do whatever I want on my channel, to make whatever videos I want, to say what's really on my mind, even at the risk of offending people and making them angry. Still, this is my channel, and I get to do what I want on it, and I get to say what I want. Well, until YouTube finally decides to cancel me and delete my channel. What can I do then? Well, I got my podcast, The Tao of Jude. I got other ways to share my thoughts and my opinions, my experiences in this life. And I think everyone should. Why? Because everyone here in this. So, Maxwell Maltz says, "You are neither inferior nor superior to anyone. You're simply you," right? We all have our own unique experience here in this life, right? And I always tell my daughters, every single person on earth is like a unique puzzle piece. We all belong and we all fit somewhere. And just because somebody isn't shaped the way you are or they look weird, you know, doesn't mean they don't belong. If you get rid of that piece, the puzzle would be incomplete. It doesn't work. We need all of us, right? Everyone's experience is important. Everyone's experience and time here on earth is just as valuable as the next person. Here's the thing though, because it's so valuable, it's good to share the lessons you learned, the experiences that you had. Really think about your own personal journey here on life, reflect on it, and then extract those gems, extract those valuable experience lessons that you've gained in your life and share them with others. Because when we leave here, at least we would have brought our piece of the puzzle to the table. You see what I'm saying? Because no one person on earth has the big picture. Nobody. Nobody knows all the answers of to why we're here, how we got here, what is the purpose, where are we going, what are we actually doing here on this strange rock spinning at what 9,000 kilometers per second or something like that per minute. We're on this giant rock spinning in space. What are we doing? What's actually happening? Nobody knows. Nobody has a big picture, but we all have a piece. We all have our own unique piece of the picture, which is our own unique piece of the puzzle, right? And by sharing our experiences and the lessons we've learned from our mistakes and our successes, we bring our unique piece of the puzzle to the table before we leave. What good does it do if you take that piece with you, right? The puzzle will be incomplete. That's why I agree with Seth Godin. Everyone should have a blog. Everyone should write article, like a little blog, about their life, lessons, anything, experiences. Everyone should have a blog because it makes you pause and think about something of value that you can write about your own life. And that way you're leaving little pieces of the puzzle for others. You're leaving it on the table. So that way when you're gone and you're no longer here on earth, the game's over for you. We'll at least be able to get a clearer picture by adding your pieces that you've left behind on the table, right? So that's why I don't think that you should start a YouTube channel or a blog or any of that for likes, for subscribers, for follower accounts. That's the wrong reason to do it. The reason you want to do it is because you have a unique and valuable experience to share because of you spent some time here on earth and no one else has the same perspective and experiences as you, which makes your experience unique and valuable. That's why you should leave it on the table before you go. And the best way to leave your puzzle piece on the table for the rest of the world is to leave it in some form of writing or video, some content, some form of content where people can either listen to it, watch it, read it, so that when you're gone, at least some of the lessons from your failures and the struggles and everything, and they'll be able to relate. Maybe you'll be able to help someone see a better path because of the pieces you left from your own experience, you know? So that's why I think that everybody should um, do it. Not for the attention, not for, I mean, nobody may even read it till after you're dead, you know? Marcus Aurelius is a great example. Meditations, I mean, basically the father of Stoicism, right? Everybody knows Marcus Aurelius in his book Meditations. He never wrote that with the intention of anyone else reading it. That was his personal journal. That was stuff he was writing for himself to remind himself how to be the best version of himself that he can be. He was striving towards that every day. And you can see it in his writing. But he left that behind for us, some form of writing. And now we have a very, very big piece of the puzzle that Marcus Aurelius left behind. And he never thought anybody would ever lay eyes on it. He didn't write it to get likes and subscribers and followers. He was already an emperor, a Marcus Aurelius, like why does he need followers? He did it because he felt like these ideas that he's realized, that he's come to, are worth sharing, are worth putting down on paper, because this is a big piece of the puzzle. And by leaving it behind after he died, now we have all of these amazing ideas and thoughts that he wrote down, right? So that's why my blog articles on my website, when you go to junethegroomer.com, some people have even told me, like, dude, when I go to your website, junethegroomer.com, it's like, I have no idea what it is you do. And they're like, it says June the Groomer, but I mean, like, where are the pictures of the dogs and your services and all the price lists and everything? I'm like, because it's a blog now. I'm June the Groomer, the blogger, and it's about life lessons. It's about what are we doing here, because when I die and someone gets curious and they go on my website, those are the things that I feel that are valuable that I've learned in my life that I want to leave behind. That's my piece of the puzzle, you know? So, anyways, thanks, guys. Bye. Hope you feel better soon. I'm already feeling much better, Terry. I've already got dinner covered thanks to you. Yeah, and I'm feeling good. I'm just gonna rest. I'm just gonna take it easy. I already mowed the lawn yesterday when I got back from getting vaccinated. I was feeling good. I was feeling like energy. I was like, oh, it's a little sore, but it's okay. But now it's really sore. Oh, it's like sore to the touch. And I'm feeling hot. I'm sweating. Like I'm feeling kind of, like a fever. So yeah, I'm just gonna take today easy. Yeah, as I was getting ready to leave this morning for work, I saw the light in my daughter's room on. And my older daughter, Ava, she's always been the responsible one. And like I'm actually like the bad father encouraging her. Like, just say shit. Just try it. Just see how it makes you feel. Just say shit. It's not that bad of work. She's like, no, no, I don't want to say it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, I mean, but instead of saying like, bull crap, just say bullshit. I mean, I'm the bad dad. But she's always been that way, just always such a good girl, always doing the right thing, always so considerate and responsible. Even as a little baby, she's been like that, just a nurturer. Um, my younger daughter is a thug. I mean, she's just straight gangster life. You know what I'm talking about? You understand me? The way she looks at me sometimes, I'm like, should I feel should I feel intimidated right now? Like, are we about to fist fight? What's going on? She backs down from nobody and she does whatever the fuck she wants. And I remember when I was FaceTiming with my girl daughters one time, and I was like talking to them about possibly, getting in a relationship with someone. And I was like, Annabelle, how do you feel about this? Are you okay? I was like, like, is it all right if dad starts dating somebody? Like, I have a girlfriend, and she was like, she was on her bed, on the bunk bed, their bunk bed. So she looks over the side of the bunk bed. I see her face come into the screen, right? She goes, I don't give a shit. I was like, oh my God, it's perfect. That is so Annabelle. But anyways, this morning, there's no controlling her. This morning as I was leaving, I saw the light on, so I opened the door. Sure enough, she's she's playing her Switch, and I was like, Annabelle, like, you didn't sleep at all last night, did you? And she just like looks at me. I was like, I was like, can you try to get some sleep? Like just close your eyes and try to get some sleep. So that when I get back from work, you'll be up and we can actually do some fun things. I was like, this is not sustainable. You can't live your life like as a vampire. Like you gotta see some sunlight during the day. You know what I'm saying? You can't be sleeping all day and staying up all night. So she was like, okay. So then I was getting ready to leave, but then I got the text saying, like, can we reschedule? He accidentally double booked. I was like, great. I need the day off anyways. I'm feeling like crap. I'm sweating. So I come back inside. Just out of curiosity, I opened the door and she was she was up again. So I didn't say anything because I didn't want to wake up my daughter Ava. I just went like this, and then she goes, she she like closed her eyes. And so then I came into the room and I sent her a picture of when she was a little baby. It popped up on my Facebook memories, and it's so cute. Her, the little orange, and she looked like a little pumpkin, and she was like maybe 6 months old. It was 10 years ago today. She's 10. So I sent her that picture, and I was like, "Oh, remember this, my little pumpkin?" I was like, and I was like, "Try to get some sleep." And so she texted me back, "Okay, I will." And then I texted her. I was like, I was saying, basically, I was like, I really, just want you to get your rest so that we can do some fun things, and play games and go out and do things, but you really need your rest so you can wake up and we could do those things together. And I was telling her, like, I love you, and then she was like, okay, I'll try. And so then I gave her a hug emoji, and so I think right now she's passed out, hopefully. I mean, it's got to be hard, right? Staying up till like two in the afternoon now. Oh my God, she probably went to sleep like. So I'm a horrible father. You know, I tell people all the time, I raise free range kids. I'm completely organic. Anyways, now that I've given everybody enough information to judge me on, ah man, horrible father. I basically failed at everything you can fail at life, and that's why I feel like, ah, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, failed at marriage, failed at my business. Now I'm failing at parenthood. I've actually cut ties with all my best friends growing up when I was a kid. So friendship, family, business. What else? I basically failed at everything a man can fail at in life that's important to a man. So now I guess, yeah, I guess it's like, wow, the quote in Fight Club, is true that it's only after you lose everything you're free to do anything. Like, wow, now that I've kind of destroyed everybody's expectations of me and everything, it's like, and it's okay to fail. And I thought failure was death. At least social death. I thought you become a social outcast, like pariah. Like no one wants to hang out with you because they might catch it too. You might cause them to go out of business. You might cause them to fail. So nobody wants. Actually, it's not true. It actually makes you more relatable. People, I actually get more groomers asking me for advice, no, because they know I went out of business, and it's usually when they're struggling and they can see that if they keep going down this path, they might go out of business. That's usually when they contact me and ask me for advice, ask me for because they see that I went through it, you know. So yeah, I feel like my failures actually make me more unique, which makes me more valuable. Because again, it's not about being better, it's about being different. And different is better. See you guys.